Hello there, I'm Ian, the Dragonborn Bard, and you're listening to the Lightwell live show campaign here on the Dragonborn Industries podcast.
It's not the air on my head.
Well, hello one and all. It is now 7 o'clock, Friday the 1st of November, and this is a first for both us as Dragonborn Industries and for Happy Piranha as he wanders over here, Martin the Food Goblin, with food for our lovely players. We're going to play some D&D tonight, and we're going to do our best to just have a laugh, have a good time, and hopefully just bring a new experience to everybody here in Truro. I want to say thank you first of all to Happy Piranha for having us and for hosting us and for straight up just being absolute legends. So big up for Happy Pete.
Well done, well done.
HP.
How this is going to work is I'm going to introduce myself first. Hi, I'm Ian. I go by the Dragonborn Bard, and that is all you need to know really about me. I'm here to be your games master for this Dungeons & Dragons 2024 edition game, which this is going to be a learn-as-we-go experience with some of the rules. So we're going to find out how easy a system it is to pick up. And as for the people around the table, I'm going to start over here with ladies first. Who have we got? Just yourself, not your character.
I'm not prepared yet. Hi, I'm Siobhan.
That's it.
I mean, what are the details about my life do you want to know?
Personal banking details and your greatest fear.
Don't listen to him.
He'll only use it against you.
We don't want to get existential with this. So yeah, I'm Siobhan. I live in Truro. I crochet a lot. Thank you. I'm just going to hold it. And yeah, I like to play D&D. And I'm very excited to be here.
Said with such trepidation. Next.
Hi, I'm Steph, aka Little Goblin Girl on the socials. I play in the Starfinder campaign with Ian. I'm Jack on Dragonborn Industries. I've been playing and GMing for a while, and I run the Gals and Pals Ladies Night D&D here at Happy Piranha.
Oh yeah.
Big up to my girls.
I am Tommy, and the reason you're hearing us all is because of me. I am the PA Master, and I also play a fighter, and I am the annoying uncle, or the crazy uncle, or the strange uncle.
We'll get to characters in a little bit. Yes. And last but not least, over here on my left-hand side.
My name is Jack. I also play in Ian's Starfinder campaign as Kaz Umbra, and I also love D&D. And soon we'll be DMing my own little thing over on the old channel.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm happy to be here. It's weird.
So, most of us are here because we know what Dungeons & Dragons is. We know what a TTRPG is, but maybe there's people out there who have never heard of it before. And what is Dungeons & Dragons? Well, Dungeons & Dragons is essentially a role-playing game, or a TTRPG, a tabletop role-playing game, where we are going to play characters, tell a story together, and roll some dice, and it's all about the maths, really. And luckily, we've got Jack with us tonight, who is our maths guy, because the rest of us sit here and go, 6 + 1?
We don't like numbers.
And that's usually... Yeah, I think it's a 12. And yeah, so we're just going to tell a story together set in a town called Lightwell, which we've written specifically for Happy Piranha. We are going to be using the 2024 rule set. This is brand new to us, and it is going to be a learn-as-we-go campaign. But apart from that, the only other thing that we're going to introduce is that in front of me here on the table is I do have dice laid out. And what I would really like to happen, if you feel so confident and like you would wish to do so, is that I'm not going to roll any dice during this campaign. I'd love it if you guys could roll them for me. That way, I have zero accountability for one, fudging rolls, or two, if they die, it's on you. And I would rather that, because I think there's something to that where I can be like, well, you killed them. And I can brush my hands of it. No, so if you do wish and do want to take part, then please, when I call for it, if you want to come up, run up, fight each other over the dice, and do roll away. But apart from that, we are going to jump straight into what is going to be the first episode of Lightwell Live. Yeah. Dark, ominous clouds roll over the top of a mountain peak. Thunder booms. And as lightning flashes, we see the silhouette of a Gothic castle against the night sky built into the peak of one of these mountains that we are in. Water cascades from somewhere underneath out and over a cliff edge and down into the darkness below. The scene changes and we see a hand reaching out into the night air from a hole in a stone wall. A large hand, hairy and dirty, clutching an old wine bottle, sticking out. Both hand and bottle are just large enough to fit through. Water splashes off both hand and bottle as some torrent of water, rain, or other patters against the glass. We see a snapped piece of candlestick forced into the neck in place of a cork, and the shadow of something solid moves inside as the hand releases the bottle, and we watch it begin to fall down into the darkness below as rain and river water cascades down with it into a black darkness. Thunder booms again across the skies as lightning flashes with it, and our scene changes in an instant. And we now find ourselves behind the shadow of a humanoid figure, silhouetted against a large, arched Gothic window as they face away from us, looking out of that window. The lightning in this second, forking from the top right corner of our view to the bottom through the view of this window, goes down somewhere really far in the distance that we can't quite make out. We watch as if we were watching a camera pan and move forwards into the back of this darkened figure, and we see a brief glimpse through their eyes as we now look down through that window that the rain beats against onto a well-lit town a few miles away, way down beneath the mountain range. We also see next to it a small lake. Once more, with the flash of lightning and that roar of thunder, the scene changes, and we now find ourselves perched atop a spire in the cold rain. And as an audience, we feel wind ruffling our feathers and the tight grip of our talons on the spike of this tall tower. The lights of some human settlement bright, far off in the distance. Almost involuntarily, you let out a "ah!" As with an uprise in the howling winds, you stretch out your wings and let the winds take you from behind. Gliding down, don't. We're off. I felt you instantly just chomping at the bit. As soon as it came out of my mouth, you were right there behind me, ready to take me from behind. Almost involuntarily, you let out a call. Oh, we've done that bit. Gliding down past the window in the perches as other ravens are nuzzled into their wings for the night during this storm. We fall faster and faster, and our wings begin to outstretch wide, and we begin to turn and circle this tower. And on the second rotation, we bank hard left around a large stone corner of this mountain castle. And we see a large shadow arch with bars and this vast torrent of water cascading from it. Our raven form that we're in, we bank once more to the right and begin to arch downwards, following the waterfall towards the darkness below. Just as everything in our vision is about to turn black, you pull up and begin speeding towards lower mountain peaks and cliffs. And as our flight begins to calm, we see below the river. But now the weather and the rain seems calmer. And from this height, with a bird's vision, we see a bottle with a wax stick cork, bloop, every now and again in this fast-moving current. Our bird arches upwards towards the sky as lightning flashes again, as another rumble of thunder echoes across the peaks, silhouetting the rocky terrain against a brief white sky. But as the flash is over and everything goes to black, the scene changes, and our view is that of a riverbed. Calm and serene, the view we have begins to move forwards and up as the river plants and those top lightest layers of silt move in the same direction that we're going. And we see from the bottom, the bottom half of a bottle gently moving towards us. And as it passes over our head, our view turns to follow. I now need to change the soundtrack. As we're moving away from the scary, scary castle.
So intense.
That's ruddy mysterious. Oh. I'm going to change the soundtrack just for this next bit. The view we have begins to move forwards and up as our river plants on the top of this lighter silt move in the same direction that we are. We see this half bottle, and as it passes over our head, our view turns to follow, and we begin to gently rise up towards the surface of this river. We breach the surface, and we see a sunny autumn morning, and this gentle river joining into a larger river with a large pine forest in the distance. As the two intersect, we gently turn right as we join this main river. Where now brought into view is a large stone and wooden bridge with an old toll house in the middle. Lightwell Bridge. And with that, as our camera stays static and the bottle gently floats away from our position towards the town, and where we see a new scene. Jack, what do we see?
Starting with me, okay. So, we look into a tavern in Lightwell. And as we sort of zoom in, we can see that this tavern is bustling with people. They are drinking, there is some music going on. And as we sort of peek over the large wooden countertop, we see Mathias, a stocky dwarf, but not too stocky. He's got long black hair pulled into a very loose sort of ponytail and a short, thick beard that sort of surrounds most of his face. A very gristly kind of dwarf. He is dressed in this sort of very light brown leather armor with a buckle across the shoulder strap that shows the symbol of what looks like a helmet. He's also currently drinking very heavily. He is pissed. And he's clearly intoxicated as we see that he's barely able to keep his eyes currently open. He decides to put his drink down and he's about to walk out of this tavern. And as he does so, he manages to just stumble into someone on a table that's nearby the bar. And the guy sort of just shouts, "Oh, you owe me another drink." And this dwarf just ignores him. And he just carries on stumbling forward, trying to exit this tavern. Next, this patron slaps a hand on his shoulder, but in a weird, quick but fluid motion, this dwarf turns around and snaps his wrist and just pushes him back. The man sort of recoils and just taken by surprise by this quick martial move. He then summons his friends and then basically starts to attack this dwarf. In a very weird, fluid motion. He sort of stumbles around. He's almost like he was drinking anyway. And he's just kind of dodging all these attacks as like knives are coming at him, punches are going at him, but he's ducking underneath and weaving through this all. And the next thing we see is this dwarf walking out of this tavern. Not a bruise, not a cut on him. And you can see just behind as these two doors kind of open and close a little bit. There are a couple of people just on the floor, maybe bloody. There's some drinks splashed across the floor. And we see Mathias just go, Dimwell, that way. And he just stumbles down the dirt road towards the bridge.
And maybe we see this drunken dwarf crossing over this large, same bridge as before, but this time we follow from behind them. And where we see a small farming hamlet in the distance and a large pine forest behind it. The camera flies over the head of Mathias Blackhelm and we rush towards the forest and into the thick trees. Steph, what do we see now?
We pan through the forest, following a well-trod path, following the twists and turns of roots and leaves, until we reach a small bank leading down to a babbling stream. Sat on the side of the bank, feet dangling in the water, is a young dwarven woman, Bonnie, with bright red hair slicked back into a long, tight braid, the end of which trails on the ground. She wears dark brown trousers, currently rolled up to her knees, and an ochre-coloured quilted jacket with matte gold trimmings, giving it just a touch of flair. Beside her is a wooden bow and a leather quiver filled with arrows, alongside a pair of well-worn riding boots. A black Shetland pony munches away at a patch of green grass, its tail idly swatting at bugs that get too close. The young woman looks over at the pony fondly before turning her attention sharply to the sound of rustling in the undergrowth. She slowly and carefully stands, picking up the bow beside her, and notches an arrow on high alert. She breathes steadily as the moment passes, until the arrow looses with a soft whistle and thunk as it finds its target in the form of a rabbit on the bank opposite. She rolls her shoulders, cricks her neck, and wades across the stream to collect tonight's meal.
Picking up this game, we see it from another perspective now, of another forest creature, one that didn't receive the pointy end of an arrow. You watch, you as the viewers would see this arrow impale this rabbit into the ground, and you are at the same level, and your heart, predator, you begin to turn, you run, you flee, and you meander through all the bushes, the trees, just trying to get away from whatever this predator is, until you open yourself up into a clearing. You skid across the dirt, maybe some branches flick up. And we see... Well, Siobhan, what do we see?
Thank you. This is going to be a common theme.
Microphones!
Hello. Walking a few paces into the vast pine-grown forest, the ancient roots of a huge tree stump come into view. A mossy path leads the way to the length of patchwork fabric that forms the entrance to this makeshift dwelling. Peeking through the curtain reveals a scene of what you could call creative chaos. Constellations adorn the barky walls, and wicker baskets overflow with odd trinkets. In the center of the workshop, a young dwarf covered in draped fabric on top of a flowing dress is busy at her workbench. Her eyes peer over pink-tinted round glasses, staring intently at a shard of glass in one hand and a small twig in the other. Suddenly, her mass of curly red hair vanishes in a flash of light, and a giant spider emerges and quickly plops out a bit of sticky webbing onto the glass twig creation. In another flash, Arabella Blackhelm transforms back into her dwarven form. Stepping back from her workbench, she gazes at her sticky creation and says, "Perfection."
And with that, as if you yourselves were looking through Arabella's eyes at this creation, the camera now moves away and it begins to fly up through the roof of this place and up past the tree line, where we see Lightwell past the trees, and in the distance, this hive of a settlement. We start moving towards it, that same farming hamlet that we saw before, but this time we're seeing it from the forest side and not from the bridge side. And as we get closer, we see a few small dilapidated buildings. Tommy, what do we see?
So we zoom through the cracks of a dilapidated...
We're off.
It's caught now. A dilapidated...
Dilapidated.
A rundown shed. Flying past parts of various broken tools and weapons that are rusted and unusable. A fishing rod held together with twine breaks apart and falls to the floor right as we make our way past it. And coming through to the other side, we see a short, bald dwarf with a hefty brown beard. The dwarf is scratching his butt idly when he looks out into the town. He begins to make his way down the street, every step he makes with intent. He had somewhat of a goofy swagger, but a little nonchalant and tough, nevertheless. On his belt a net, and in his hand a fishing rod, his gaze set on the waters nearby, of which he's getting closer to.
And we see, as if we were in the water, watching Onkle, this dwarf, move towards us. We bob up and down. We're low to the ground. Could you, please, Onkle, make me a perception check, please?
Cool.
This will be the first roll of this campaign. If you fuck it up, we quit. We're out. We're done. Here we go.
12.
Okay. It was a 10 on the dice. We are average. It's good. It is going to be an average campaign.
So average.
This is how this is going to go. I'm fine with average. Average is fine. You see a bottle. A wine bottle. Green. Its label long eroded away with water. And you don't think anything really of it to begin with, as it just bloop, and then maybe like gently brushes up against the shoreline. But it's not until you see that there's wax. White wax, maybe slightly yellowed, just forced into the aperture at the top. What would you like to do?
I'll pick it up.
You pick up this wine bottle and you can see that, there's a candlestick has been forced into the aperture to stop any water from getting into it. You can see that, it's a good regular size. Give me an investigation check.
Very well. A 19.
Just flat 19?
Mm-hmm.
Flat 19. You hold it up, and maybe like for a minute you think, oh, free wine, or, a drink, but then it's lighter than you expect it to be, and as you hold it up, you lift it up to the sky, and you can see the shadow of something inside it, something solid. You give it a shake, and it moves and rattles, something light.
So, Onkle, he just smashes it on his head.
I mean, let's make that an improvised attack. So we're gonna say a D6 worth of damage because you are hitting yourself. I'm not gonna have you not hit yourself. You're gonna take 3 points of bludgeoning damage as you smash this bottle. Dunk! And maybe it's not the first time. You know when you hear like a wine bottle hit something and it doesn't smash. It goes dunk! And you get this like tinnitus noise in your head. Maybe it takes you a few goes, but you're quite strong and you smash it. And this piece of parchment, hastily rolled up and somewhat scrunched, falls to the ground. I'm going to hand you something. That is for you.
Thank you.
Now, you don't have to read that out right now. You can hold on to that. You can do whatever you want with it. But that's what you find.
Very well.
In this moment, what would Onkle do?
He's still reading.
Well, to set the scene a bit more in this town, it's probably mid-evening. Now that we are through the day, and it's been Harvest Festival, there has been, an amazing array of farming done at Dimwell, and it's all come to fruition recently. And within Arcus Common, this area of the town, there has been essentially a large festival market and party. The rest of your family are probably off somewhere in Lightwell, across the bridge at this point. As what we see earlier wasn't necessarily everything that was happening in that moment. But having read the letter, Onkle, what would you like to do?
Well, you see him just sort of like place his hand up to his temple, and a moment of stress comes over him. You hear him sigh. He turns around, walks back to the shack in preparation to gather the rest of his family.
Yeah, and you know that they're not there. They are off somewhere in the town now, in Lightwell, having the time of their life.
Damn. Do I know where they are, specifically?
Well,
Roughly?
you know they'd probably be in Arcus Common, which is across the other side of the bridge, this large ex-toll bridge. You know that that's where the main marketplace and the main festival takes place. It's quite literally opposite the bridge to Dimwell.
Well, I think I'd assume that they'd be going there, so that's the way I'd be heading.
Okay. Lightwell is a small but busy medieval town found on the River Sol, named after Sol the Holiest, one of the archangels of Palor, the sun god. The town was founded by radiant servant Arcus Distera when traveling the lands with settlers looking for a new place to call home. The town gained the name when the first well constructed seemed to tap into a nexus point between the planes where devils and demons could crawl up the well to the surface. Fighting back the scourge, the settlers managed to push back the forces of evil, and with one final shot, Arcus Distera loosed a blessed arrow of radiant light, sealing the portals for good. The town was then named after this well, Lightwell, and an abbey was built in the sun god's honor in front of this well. All of this area then became Arcus Common, an area where the town, as it built, became a communal area for market, for harvest, for festivities, and it's just a place where people congregate. The rest of Lightwell is a medium-sized, partially walled town, classic in its medieval look. Each house has exposed wooden beams with a beautiful set of long pointed arches, stonework foundations with this white-brown kind of stucco upper walls. The leaded glass windows, although simple, add to this medieval character. And the town is a picturesque image of fantasy life. Traders with stalls from local farms and artisans all come to trade on market day at Arcus Common. But recently it has been Harvest Festival, a time of wealth and prosperity for the town. Dimwell is a small hamlet on the other bank, where the town has its agricultural holdings, and this looks down upon hamlet, only has a few families that live there. One of them is the Blackhelm Clan. An uncle and his three nephews and nieces. Where's the secret one?
What's this surprise?
That wasn't a Freudian slip, there was only three of them. And yeah, we watch as Onkle travels across Lightwell Bridge, this 60, 80-foot long bridge, into Lightwell. And the town common is busy with people at the end of a market today. With the Harvest Festival just having ended, the town are packing up produce and items and getting ready to bed down for the night. The smell of fish, bread, meats, and herbs are strong in the town common, but now the smell of ale and wine are also more prevalent. We see to the north a large stained glass window of an abbey, this place of worship that has been the focal point for the town, with a glowing light behind this window that's warm and inviting. And in front of it, a well. The well from the story of the town's history. Where would the three of you be in the common?
I think Mathias would be stumbling down the road from the tavern, perhaps towards Arcus Common. Maybe stumbling into a few people, but almost dexterously so. He always recovers. He's never fallen down, but I think he has like a gourd on his belt, and he's probably just having a quick swig from time to time. Yeah.
How about down here?
I think Bonnie would be making laps around the well, giving pony rides to the local children so that they can have a little go on Contessa Jemima Dupree.
Oh my God. Is that the name of your horse?
That is the name of my horse.
Wow.
One more time for us, please.
Contessa Jemima Dupree.
Right. I'm never remembering that. And I'm not writing it down.
CJ for short.
Wow. Wow.
Right?
Yeah. For anybody who doesn't get that, that's a little bit of an in-joke. If you watch our Starfinder campaign and also know Steph, yep.
You're welcome.
Siobhan, where would we see Arabella?
Arabella is probably kind of scoping out everywhere. She's trying to get people to buy her wares and also kind of give readings to people. She's basically just trying to make a quick buck, but she's not allowed to. She hasn't got an official permit, so she's kind of doing it on the sly. So yeah, she's kind of zipping around trying to find kind of drunken people to take advantage of.
Well, in the heart of Lightwell, this wide common surrounds this ancient stone well. The air is still thick with the remnants of the Harvest Festival, where laughter and music had filled the streets, is now replaced by a silence in the evening. Lanterns flicker, their light casting dancing shadows like restless spirits across the cobblestones. As the night deepens, Onkle, you start approaching from the other side of the bridge. The townsfolk begin to gather around the well, their faces still flushed from the festival. Crumpled banners and remnants of dried corn adorn the ground, but the merriment has faded, and suddenly there is a chilling scream. It pierces the air, echoing off the stone buildings. Panic erupts as the townsfolk turn to one another, eyes wide with fear. And from the shadows, a sinister presence emerges. Dark, amorphous shapes writhe, coil, whispering unintelligible threats. The darkness itself, these dancing shadows, seem to be alive, slithering towards the crowd around the well with a menacing intent. Another scream rings out, this time from a young woman near the well. As you all turn and watch, her figure is swallowed by the shadow, and she is no more. I need you all to go straight into initiative, please.
Okay.
Ooh.
We're in.
I get advantage.
Goddamn.
Okay, so starting with Onkle has got a 21. Arabella,
14.
14. Bonnie,
Also 21.
21. Oh, okay,
Nice.
so a rule that I imply is whoever has the highest dex modifier will be going first.
I got a +3.
I have a +2.
A +2. So,
I also have 21.
okay.
Look at us.
Dex modifier. Dex
I have
modifier.
+4.
+4. Okay, so initiative
dark
count
horse.
22 will be Bonnie, and at initiative count 23 will be Mathias. So, Mathias, in this moment, as you stumble your way from the frothy ale, the tavern here, you come into the common. You are probably 40 feet away from this well. You see people start to scream, and just as this other woman begins to scream, you see the shadows just open up underneath her. It reaches up, almost like it takes her form, and she is gone. What would you like to do as the shadow then rises back up in her form?
I think he will just sort of stand there, almost like not shocked, but he will just slowly put the stopper back on his gourd, let it go, and just slap his face a little bit, brush his hair back a bit, and go, right then, let's do this. And he kind of like reload his arms a little bit.
Henry Cavill. For anybody watching, I just punched over my drink. There's only a serious amount of electrical equipment over here.
I think he will try and approach. Maybe cautiously. He's not really sure what's going on.
Okay, so the well is only 40 feet away. I'd probably say that the shadow itself is about 30 feet from you.
Can I try and tell if this is going to attack me?
Give me an Arcana check. 12. It definitely seems, first of all, like somebody in Lightwell has now been swallowed up by a shadow. There is definitely malicious intent. Give me a perception check as well, please.
17.
17. You watch this shadow, and it's almost like a void black, but then you catch it in maybe the light from the glowing window of this abbey. You see, like, it's made of, like, ethereal black raven feathers. You do what you do, buddy. You do you.
I think he will try and approach and maybe take one strike. And he will try and just give it a quick wallop around the chin.
Give me the attack roll.
Okay, let's do it. That's 17 to hit.
17
Correct.
is going to hit.
That's 10 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay, now tell me, with your, because you're playing a monk, right?
Yes, I am indeed.
And we're level
Or a dwarf
3.
monk.
Are your attacks classed as magical?
Oh, I believe they would be. Without spending about 5 minutes to look. I'm trying to look here. Yes. They might get that at late levels, I'm not sure.
Well, if that's the case, then I'm going to say they're not.
Okay.
If you find that later,
Yep.
you let me know, buddy.
No worries, man.
What was the damage, please?
10 points.
And it's odd, because you see this physical stature of, like, this shadow, 3D, off the ground in front of you. And maybe in this, like, drunken haze, you just see it as a silhouette of another person, and you go to strike it, and what should be full contact ends up somewhat going through this incorporeal creature. You do some damage to it, I'm a child. But it's not all of the damage that you think you could do. Next up, is there anything else, from yourself?
No, I will stick with that for now.
Okay. Next up, Bonnie. What would you like to do?
I think seeing this kind of very suddenly happen, I think kind of like her hackles kind of go up a little bit. She's going to, as a bonus action, cast Hunter's Mark.
Okay, so give me a perception check first, please.
Oh, it's not good. That is a 5.
Okay, yep. You see this one behind the well that seems to have swallowed this person. Carry on.
Cool. This is going to go real well. I'm going to kind of, so Hunter's Mark on, and I'm going to draw a quiver. Draw an arrow from my quiver. The whole quiver.
As arrows fall across the floor.
Oh, not again.
You nook your quiver.
I'm going to notch an arrow in my longbow, and I am going to try and shoot an attack towards this creature.
Okay, and I would say that you have line of sight at this point. You did say you were going around, so I would
Yeah.
say at this point you are probably still on the northern side of the common, probably the opposite side to Mathias, but around that 30 feet away from it as
Sure.
well. So make the attack roll for me, please.
Okay, it's not a 1, thank God. I was like, wait. 12.
Just hits. There is an AC of 12.
Sick. So that is going to be... I'm not doing well. 4 points of piercing damage.
Is your weapon classed as magical, please?
Of course it's not. But I'm going to do a Hunter's Mark on that as well.
Oh, okay. So we are now in D&D 2024. Can you
Yeah.
explain to us Hunter's Mark, please? Because
So,
it has been a rules change from
has
5e
been.
to this.
So let me get the thing up that just told me what it did. So, in Hunter's Mark, you magically mark one creature you can see within range as your quarry. Until the spell ends, you deal an extra 1d6 force damage to the target whenever you hit it with an attack roll. You also have advantage on any wisdom, perception, or survival checks you make to find it. If it drops to 0 hit points before the spell ends, you can take a bonus action to move the mark to a new creature you can see within range.
Okay.
Magic.
Yep, so roll the extra damage for me, please.
Jesus Christ, 1.
Luckily, we can only round down to a minimum of 1, so that 1 is going to go through. It's not going to be halved. But both of you together, and obviously, like, I think in this moment, you see your brother run in and basically, like, drunkenly land a punch. You loose this arrow, and it travels through it, but it does seem to slow down the arrow. Like, there is some form, some being there, but it still passes through and it doesn't drop it. Is there anything else that you would like to do in this moment?
I am going to pat Countessa Jemima on the rump. I imagine there's like still a couple of kids sat on it and be like, quickly, Countessa, take them to the stables.
Oh my God.
I love it.
Oh, you are keeping this up. Right, okay.
Yep.
So are you jumping off?
I've been leading Countessa
Okay.
around,
So,
yeah.
Contessa, give me an animal handling check, please.
Let's use the big chunky dice and see how we get on with that one.
Oh my God, that's heavy.
Bought from Happy Piranha. 8.
8. Okay. You muffle these words to your Countess horse and Countessa, sorry. And it obviously recognizes you when you're talking, but the kids on it are somewhat afraid, and they're like, "Oh my God!" And the horse rears up and dumps the kids on the ground, and then runs south by about, it's 40 foot on a horse, I believe it is?
Yeah, it is.
40 foot to the south of the well. Onkle, just getting to the foot of the bridge, you see people screaming, people beginning to run. You see Countessa running towards you. You see Mathias running in. You see an arrow loosed in this harvest festival by your niece, your nephew. Give me a perception check, please.
Very well.
Natural 1. I can see it from here.
I'll be in that one, yeah.
Damn, this is a raucous party. What would you like to do? You do see them attacking something, or maybe they're getting into a drunken fight with a local, but like she's firing an arrow and he is like stumbling around. You don't see anything else at this moment. What would you like to do?
They're near the well, is that right?
Yeah, so they are going to be just past the well. The well is about 60 foot away from you, and then on the other side of that, they are probably around 30 feet away from that, so 90 feet total.
The well.
The well's 60 foot, your kin 90.
Right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move 30 feet and then I'm going to dash as an action.
Yep, so
I
that's
like to
60
get
feet, straight to the well.
Straight to the well. And I just see this horse come back. CJ? What are the kids up to now?
Yeah, very much like,
And
what
he's
are they up
just-
to?
And he's just sprinting with all of his strength as he's staring at what's going on towards the well.
Okay. Any bonus actions?
I don't think I can do anything as a bonus action in this case. I could.
Okay.
No, I don't think so. I don't think I will.
Well, from behind you, you didn't notice it because you were so focused on your kin, your nieces, your nephews, that another one of these shadows makes its way across the floor and it just materializes behind you. I need somebody to roll a dice for me, please. I have dice set out at the front here, and if somebody would like to grab me a D20 and roll it into the dice tray, I would be very grateful because, let's face it, I'd quite like you lot to kill my players, not me. So yeah, feel free. Anybody wants to come up and grab a dice?
Anyone.
Come on. Everyone's being polite.
Go on.
Way! Grab any one of those D20s.
Yeah, that'll do.
16 on the dice. It has a +4 Onkle, a dirty 20 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay. Lovely. You are going to take 2d6 worth of damage, which I actually...
Just roll 2 ones, if you could.
Yeah, I'm going to borrow some d6s right here. Because
Cheeky.
There's another, thank you very much. Whoop. You are going to take 9 points of necrotic damage.
Oh, bloody hell! That hurt.
And then I need somebody else to roll me a d4, please. So if somebody can come and roll a d4 for me.
God.
Should be, yeah, one of those. Perfect.
That's it.
2. Your strength score is reduced by 2.
Oh, mate.
Oh, that's not good, is it?
Oh, it's sapping me strength.
As you feel this like shadow hand reach into your very soul and just pull part of you away.
Fair enough.
Arabella. Give me a perception check, please. Is that another nat 1?
No, so close.
No, that would be a 2, but it's a 4, so...
Oh. I mean, yeah.
It's fine.
You see, you would probably be like off to one of the sides of the well, so probably
Yeah.
around like 40 feet away from this first shadow. And you do see this like darkened figure and your kin attacking this figure. You've obviously heard the screams of the townsfolk, but that's up to you to interpret whether they've attacked and that's a scream or if they've been attacked. But you do see this darkened, shadowy figure and your brother and sister fighting.
She's kind of gonna be slightly pleased about the darkness because she's like, oh, I was right. I predicted so many people were gonna have darkness in their future. So she's like, yeah, get in. But then kind of obviously sees that there's, you know, some kerfuffling going on, and is going to cast Starry Wisp at the shadow.
Okay, you tell me what needs to happen here, please.
I will be rolling a... well, if it hits, it's 1d8 radiant damage.
Cool, make the attack, please.
11? Oh no, it's 12, isn't it?
It
Yeah,
is a 12
no,
to hit.
No. Yeah, so yeah, I kind of like, I think the excitement of my true prediction just overcomes me, and yeah, I kind of hurl it and just goes above the well, I feel, yeah.
Yeah. So we currently have the 3 brothers and sisters on this one from the north. Now, another one has attacked Onkle. But again, unnoticed, another shadow arrives at Onkle. I need another attack roll, please, if somebody wants to kill off this character for me straight away. Guys, somebody roll me a d20.
Choose the big one.
Go on, get a big one, or go for that one. Ooh, go for that one.
Yeah, that's a D12. I think that one is.
If it's cocked, roll it again.
Yeah,
Oh.
there you go.
12. Okay, with a +4 to hit, that is a 16. Does a 16 hit Onkle?
Yep.
Excellent.
Oh,
Oh, you got no armor.
Straight up.
I'm just
Oh, you ain't got no armor!
just a fisherman now.
Okay, that is going to be a total... Oh, it's low damage, though. That is only 5 points of necrotic damage. As another
Yay!
one just, like, two-handed reaches into your soul. And, like, as you turn around, you now see these things. They are taking on your form. That is
Quite an handsome shadow.
Arabella. In front of you, another one materializes up. As if, like, you've just made the attack, and maybe this is what made you miss before, is that, like, the shadows have danced around you, and, like, a cold feeling erupts around you. Guess what, guys? I need another D20. If somebody would like to roll me, please, one of those
Another D20.
D20s. Here we go. 9 plus a 4 for 13. Does that hit?
Yes.
Oh my god, guys, you are level 3. Where is the armor?
It was only 1 point above, so, you know, just hit.
That is 10 points of necrotic damage.
Yeah, damn.
As, yeah, I mean, like, I think what we see with Arabella is it comes to life, it like blooms in front of you, the shadow, and just walks into your space and then back out. And we see like a Dementor's kiss, this of your very soul, your essence being pulled away from you. It now has your form, but in like solid black shadow. And maybe we see like where the eyes would be, constellations.
She just says, if the stars will it, so be it.
Mathias, at the top of the round, we are back to you.
I think he's going to start what he did, if I'm honest with you.
Yeah.
I think he was testing out on the first punch, but now he's like, okay, he's seeing a few of them all around. He's going to go for it, so he'll strike with his fists again.
Yeah?
Yeah. So let's roll. Oof, that is not a good one.
Oh dear, this could be over before we begin. This could be it. But, see you later, guys.
So that's a 9.
Oh my day.
Yep.
A 9 does not hit Mathias, I'm afraid.
I will now bonus action.
Bonus action.
Yes, and I will use a focus point to do flurry of blows.
Okay, we are straight up going for the monk attributes, flurry of blows.
So I get to hit twice more.
2 more attacks.
18 to hit.
18 hits. Roll some damage for me, please.
That's a 9 bludgeoning damage.
9 points. It is halved, I'm afraid.
Okay, that's fine. There's 24 to hit on the next one.
24 hits. And you start to see, like, the shadow is like, parts of it are cascading away now.
That is 5 bludgeoning damage on that one.
Oh. I mean, how does it look when you make your attacks? Obviously, like, describe to me what is happening in this moment, how you are dealing with this threat.
I think maybe when the shadow tries to reach out for me, perhaps he's trying to duck and weave around it, but sort of drunkenly so. He sort of like, he looks like he misses a step and kind of just stumbles a little bit, maybe takes a quick swig before he turns around, and then he just goes in for like a gut punch or something, just to try and take some wind out of it.
The form of this townsperson, this lady that had been there before, we now see it like start to come apart, and it's almost like from the legs up now, tendrils instead of a torso and a head begin to like flay about. It's looking very badly hurt. It's just holding on there.
It's fine. You stay where he is.
Bonnie, you watch as Mathias, and you've seen Mathias in action before. You see him take a swig, and you see him do his standard thing, that drunkard. But you see, like, the form begin to burst, and those tendrils of shadow are just flailing about. What would you like to do?
I would like to. I'm gonna take another. Elbows. I'd like to take
It's a
another.
close space, guys.
Another arrow, and I'm gonna try and.
2
give it
meters,
a
please.
shot again.
2 meters, please.
Afraid not. No social distancing here. Friendship.
If you guys could.
14 to hit.
Oh, it hits! If you guys could roll a little higher.
Trying. I'm trying.
You are just bad players.
Christ, it's another one. So for 4 points of piercing damage, plus my hunter's mark, which is a 5, which is better.
Mustang Sally!
Mustang Sally!
That was really good.
Thank you.
I'll give you inspiration for that.
Oh, yeah.
I like that. Click. You tell me how this shadow is destroyed.
Okay, I think Bonnie. So when I say that Bonnie has a long braid, it's like she's never cut her hair long. Like, she's allergic to the hairdresser's kind of long. And I think what happens is she kind of just flicks it all the way around, and it whips back, almost notching the arrow with the braid. And she just looses it, and I think it's just this like absolute shot precision, like just. And I think it looks as if it's just disappeared into the shadow, but actually it's just gone with such speed and precision. It's just gone right through as a complete exit wound.
Yeah, and it is completely destroyed. As we move now to Onkle. As you turn around, these 2 shadow beings now take your form. What would you like to do?
Well, I think I'd like to hit one of them. That's the plan.
Please try.
That's the plan. So you just see him pull his fist back, because he hasn't got a weapon at the moment, because he's a fisherman at the moment. And he's like, "You bloody rascal!" And he just swings. And he got that
No
one.
way. So that's like somebody moved to digital dice to see if like he could avoid another nat 1, and there was a nat 1. Now, yeah. I think.
Dice, man, dice.
Yeah, the dice gods giveth and the dice gods taketh away. In this moment, you go to like punch this being, and you just like smoke go through it. And I will at least allow you to stumble through to the other side of them. kind of want to give you a critical fumble, but I'm not going to be that mean in this one because you are struggling. Anything else from yourself? At least you don't drop a weapon. You can't drop your fist.
Am I prone? Am I prone?
No, you are not prone. Your hand falls off.
So I think I'm gonna use. I'm gonna use action surge.
Ooh.
To do another action.
Is Action Surge in 2024 any different from 5e? Is it a case that you still get basically another round of actions?
It's just on your turn you can make one additional action except
Excellent.
the magic action.
Yep, cool.
Yeah, so I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna dust myself on. You bloody rascal! And he's just gonna try again.
Hey!
21.
21 is definitely going to hit
Right.
the shadow.
And you can see it's non-magical, but his fist just sort of imparts a little bit of shadow, and just a little wisp of smoke disappears from it as he does 4 damage.
4 damage. Hey, every little helps in this moment. As you go to punch, you stumble through, you turn around and maybe like a wild haymaker with the other one. And finally, there is some thicker entity to this, and you make some kind of purchase, and there is some damage that's gone into it. However... Oh, okay. I was like, what have I got to worry about behind me? The first one, not the one that you've just attacked, but the one next to it is going to make an attack against you. Could I please have a D20 from somebody, please? If anybody wants to come here and grab it. He's got enough health. He should survive. But if somebody wants to grab one of those D20s for me, please.
I'm nearly
and
dead.
roll it up.
Go on.
Oh.
Is the big one.
A 9. 10, 11, 12, 13 to hit.
Yep, it hits.
Oh my god.
I got no armor.
That's the t-shirt. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Okay. Okay.
Oh dear.
Oh, that is 9 points of necrotic damage. Oh, bloody hell, that hurts. Oh. The second one, which is right next to you.
I've got 8 points.
Let's see if we can get him down. Come on then, somebody. Let's kill this guy off now. Come on, let's roll up a D20. Oh, I know, right? You got this. Nat 20 for me, baby. Ah, could have been so good. That is going to be 14 to hit, which we know is going to hit. Here we go. It's only a 1 and a 5. 6, 8 points.
That's exactly what I got. He's like, oh! He just
Okay.
goes down.
You guys hear this call out from Onkle. Ugh! And you hear the heavy dwarven body hit the ground 30 foot away from the well. You see these 2 shadow forms with his form. That is their go.
Okay.
Good luck.
Thanks, mate.
Arabella,
Hello.
I actually missed your go out.
Oh, did you?
Yes.
Good.
It should have been. It should have been Shadow, then you, and then the shadows again. But it's fine. It's okay. We've
Yeah,
only got
this
somebody
is
down.
okay.
But you see the shadow in front of you now.
Is this the one that looks like me?
Yes.
Okay. Will I need to disengage from it, I'm guessing, to...
If you would like to run away without it making an attack of opportunity,
Yeah.
yes, you will have to disengage. Or chance it.
With 8 hit points. I don't know if I'm going to do that. Okay, so I am going to try again with my Starry Wisp.
Story wisp.
Sorry, Wisp. Yeah.
Wisp. Why are you saying it like that? Why? There's not got a H in it. Wisp.
Yeah, so yeah, I am going to, again, kind of just steal myself and just hurl this kind of light ball at this shadow of
Okay,
myself.
make the attack roll, please. It's better.
That is a 18.
Hits.
Beautiful.
Something.
Okie dokie. And that is 4 damage.
What type of damage is that, please?
I'm guessing radiant, I think.
Could you double check for
It
me,
is
please?
radiant. It is radiant indeed.
How do you destroy this creature?
Ooh.
They have a vulnerability to it, and this one was not at full health.
Fantastic. Yeah, so I kind of look at this shadow form of me dead in the eyes, and kind of just look up to the sky and say, "Stars, be with me now," and just like hurl it at this, right at its face, right at the eyes.
And we watch as that radiant light, especially in front of the church, the abbey, the Lightwell Abbey of Palor, the sun god, one of the most radiant gods known to mankind. It just, like, very much like the Witch King when like that sword gets like thrust into it in Lord of the Rings and like the light begins to beam from the inside. As it just like is curled away.
I am no man.
Nobody hears that. But good for you, honey. Okay. Matthias, we're back at the top of the round.
So do I hear Onkle going down?
So I think what you would see is... Actually, give me a perception check on that one. Because he is on the other side of the world to you.
15.
Yes, okay. You see, like... You hear the and then the clattering of a dwarven body hitting the ground, something you're very used to hearing. And then, yeah, but then you see these two shadowy forms of your uncle.
How far away?
So you are currently, it was about 30 foot away from the well. Onkle fell 30 foot south of the well, so you are about 60 feet away at this point. It looks like we're going to be making some death saves during this. Just for everybody out there, these are a CR 1/2 creature. These guys are just bad D&D players. Really bad D&D players.
I resent that accusation.
I'm just a baby.
It's not an accusation. Roll better. Matthias, what are you doing?
I will make my way over there, and I will use bonus action dash.
Okay. Yeah. So as a monk, you can bonus action dash. You use your movement for 30 feet. You dash as a bonus action for another 30 feet. You have your action. Now, I'm going to point something out for you here.
Okay.
Part of D&D 2024 is the help action allows you to try and make a DC 10 medicine check to offer first aid to a creature that is making death saving throws. And if you pass that, they become stable. Or you do you. Okay. He's got at least 2 saves in him. If he rolls on that one, that's 2 gone. However,
Are these shadows like right next to him?
oh, they are looming over him like they are ready to suck his soul out of his body.
Ooh, okay.
Suck his soul. Suck. Don't give the ADHD guy a microphone.
Say it again.
Suck. It's like the parrot. Have you seen the parrot? It's like suck. If you haven't, go look at parrot that does that. It's amazing.
He will attempt the medicine check.
Okay, DC 10, buddy.
It's a 19.
Uncle, you are stabilized.
I think maybe I'll just pat him on the chest a little bit and go and slap him around the face. Uncle, come on! Gotta move a little quicker.
Bonnie. Bonnie.
Hello.
I like that. That was good. We had a call for giving him a swig of your drink. Like a little, like smelling salts.
Maybe I'll do it regretting and then just get, something a bit left. Oh, I'll have it anyway, go on.
I love it. Bonnie, you see you've destroyed this creature. Matthias runs over. You see him tending to Onkle and like giving him some of this drink. You see these 2 creatures looming over the both of them, and you see this other one burst to light as this starry wisp hits.
So how far away is Onkle and
60 foot.
60 foot. Decisions. How much do I love my uncle? That's the question. I am going to. It's not my. I wouldn't even be able to do that if I got there. Right. Okay. I am going to
Make a decision.
I'm making a decision, and Bonnie is making the decision to try and again arrow. Which shadow looks the most? I don't know.
Transparent.
Sus.
Which one is sus?
I mean, how sus is Onkle? Because they both are taking his form
Oh,
at
are
the
they
moment.
both? Oh, okay. In that case, Bonnie's going to have a moment of, I don't like this at all. And I'll go for the one, let's say on the left.
Cool, so your left, my right.
Yeah.
Because it's like I've got a map in front of me and I can see it in my mind.
Oh my god.
I'm going to use your tray for a second to see if this helps.
Oh.
It's a dirty, filthy, sexy little 20.
Miss. I don't like how you're saying it. It's a miss. That is going to hit. That is absolutely going to hit.
I forgot to bonus action, so I'll just take that lump.
I will allow you to retcon and bonus action because I think it's something your character would do, having read your backstory, is
Thank
that they
you.
would be
Yeah.
by move. So, and this is something again. It's a bonus action
To
within
move the quarry across.
to move your quarry for your hunter's mark across.
So
We are
that's-
learning as we go.
It's going to be 11 points of piercing damage at first.
Oh, that is
good.
halved, however.
Yeah. And then it's another 5 of magical force damage with the hunter's mark.
Oh, that's a hefty amount. You watch like the shadow of Onkle splits in two. Still keeps its form, but it looks like it's been bisected at the top.
And then I am going to I'm going to move 30 feet towards. Oh no, it's not that. It's a forward roll.
We Dark Soulsing this, just like. I love it. Anything else from yourself?
That is everything from me.
Okay, so.
Oh, how tall's a dwarf?
Oh God, what? 4.5?
It's 5 feet. 5 feet of braid.
Oh. I'm not going to make you roll that disadvantage just yet. We'll wait for a more cinematic moment. Onkle, you are unfortunately unconscious on the ground, which means that you don't have to make any death saves. You are stabilized, but you are at 0 hit points. Unless you have any feats or have anything that would give you anything back on this moment, I'm afraid that is that for you. The shadow over the head of Onkle and you looks like it was reaching into Onkle to take away the very last bit of soul, and you have come across and stopped that from happening. And it's almost like this fanged maw screams out for a moment from it and reaches down with this clawed, blackened hand into your very soul. Could somebody roll me a d20 against Mathias, please? Oh,
God.
Critty.
What is it?
9
I like it.
for an 11.
That does not hit.
Okay, so that one misses. Arabella, in this moment, you look around, you see these two shadow figures gone. You turn to see Bonnie running towards. You see, rolling towards. You see Mathias protecting Onkle. Onkle is currently down and unconscious as these two ominous figures.
Okay. So there's still 2.
There are still 2.
Okay.
One of them, though, has bisected at the top, and it's like Uncle's body has been split into 2.
Horrifying.
That one is bloodied.
Yeah, I kind of noticed that the light was doing something. So I'm going to cast. Actually, how close am I to those?
You'd be about 25, 30 feet away from those ones.
That's fine. I love that for me.
Thanks, GM. I love that.
Yeah, I'm going to make it a bit spicy. I'm going to go for guiding bolt. So this is kind of like how I imagine it is. She kind of produces this Zeus lightning bolts, like Disney's Hercules Zeus, and kind of just darts
it's all coming together.
like a at which one looks more hurt again?
The one that is split.
Oh yeah, the split one, of course, yeah.
The one that's doing a mitosis.
The split one. I shall split it more with my dart bolt. And I actually need to do something to do that, don't I? Right, so that is
I also realised
13 to hit.
13 hits.
Beautiful.
Roll some damage, please.
4d6.
What? I mean, I don't think I need you to get. This is going to be
anyway.
doubled. It has 8 hit points. You physically cannot not kill this. But roll
Can
it
I
anyway.
roll anyway?
Yeah.
I mean, maths, but how is it? 9?
Double it to 18.
Yeah.
You tell me how this thing explodes with your radiant
Okay,
magic.
so yeah, I kind of I'm doing a squaring up of a 180 vibe with this it's kind of it's small but it has a lot of power, you see.
Dave?
Yeah, and I just kind of look at the kind of split and just strike true and kind of yeet it.
Like a dart.
Yeah, it is like a dart, yeah. It's like, yeet it at it, and it perfectly kind of splits this thing fully in twain.
Yeah, and like it splits apart, and like the threads of shadow that are holding it together come apart like the stitches on a seam when you pull them. But it's like, at that moment, the radiant magic just like burns through them, and it just falls apart, and all the shadows that it makes are just burnt away in this moment. Anything else from yourself?
No, not for now, I don't think. I'm good.
Now, I'd forgotten something as a GM.
Oh, God.
Every time these things hit with an attack, I'm supposed to lower your strength score.
Could
Well, you did.
I've hit you with an attack, haven't I?
Yes.
Could you roll me a d4, please?
I have 0 strength. Okay. 2.
Okay, could you lower your strength score by 2, please? I will point out, if your strength score hits 0, you die. I hit you with another 2 attacks, didn't I? Could you roll 2d4 for me, please?
I don't like this.
I do. I'm going to kill you all. Both twos.
Both twos.
Could you lower your strength score, please, by another 4?
No, I refuse.
Most GMs would be like, oh, you know what? I forgot that. I'll leave that be. Not me. Not me.
Not Arian.
No, not Arian.
Or
No.
we'll take you right down to bit.
Oh, I love that video. Oh, I make Yorkshire noises in my sleep. I remember my first day at pit. My father walked 48 miles. As the spinal shadow, how bad is Onkle looking with that score?
He's on 13 strength.
What's Mathias' strength?
That's a very good question. 11.
Oh, it's coming for you, Mathias.
Oh.
Come on. Would somebody like to roll me a d20, please? I think what I should do is just start putting one on each table,
I think you should. I think
rather
so,
than making
yeah.
you guys come up.
Yeah.
So if you want to take that one back to a table over there, James. 1.
Oh.
Oh!
Oh.
I like
Thank
that.
you, James. You
Thank
can
you.
come again.
No, he's out. He's out. Nobody bring him again. Okay, so with a natural 1, I mean, tell me how it misses.
I think maybe seeing Arabella's guiding bolt come through. I think maybe just sees the flash in the corner of his eye and just ducks straight over Onkle. And maybe this shadowy spirit thing tries to attack me. I just have to dodge it.
I will give you advantage on this attack because it rolled a nat 1. It is your go.
Ooh.
And only because you are straight after it.
Okay, alrighty. Yeah, I will go for the unarmed strong.
Hiya!
So 22.
Hits!
I will roll the advantage anyway, as
Yep.
I would. No, it's still the same, that's fine. 7 bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
Is it still alive?
It is still alive. It is not quite losing its form yet either.
Okay. I will go for a bonus action to hit it one more time.
Yep. Is that 2-weapon fight or is that flurry of blows?
2 weapon fight.
Cool.
So another 22.
Hits. Matthias being the most proficient along with Arabella so far.
It's pure luck.
I've
It's pure
done
luck.
loads of hits.
Who's this?
That's another 8 bludgeoning damage.
8. Okay, now it's starting to look bloodied as it's like peeling away at this point. And you're right, it's only Onkle that has struggled.
Yeah.
It's only Onkle who is in this moment unconscious.
I haven't got my armor.
That's his catchphrase. Bonnie Blackhelm.
Okay, I am
Wee
gonna...
Bonnie Blackhelm.
Oh, no, dear. Bonnie is going to bonus action move her Hunter's Mark onto the one remaining.
Or Roger.
She is then going to finish moving another 30 feet.
You get up to it.
To get to Onkle.
Are
this
you
time.
rolling?
No, I'm up now. I'm
Yeah.
upright. Yeah. The flare has finished. And I'm going to cast a first level Cure Wounds on Onkle. And she does it by doing CPR on his chest. And like remembering her first aid training. Go, steady alive, steady alive. So you're going to get 2d8s worth of healing.
Roll it
plus
up.
my wisdom mod. So you are going to get Onkle.
That's not bad.
7, 8, 9, 10, 12 points of heals for you.
As this magic, I mean, like, how does your magic feel when it brings them back?
I think it's very, given that she is a ranger, she is very connected with the natural world around her. and also veterinary science. It's very grounded. It's very kind of the earth, and I think it's almost like these little green motes of energy are kind of pulled from the air, and the very the magic in the world as they kind of sink into her hands as she does these chest compressions, and then into Onkle.
And Onkle, in this moment, you have been stabilized by Mathias, but you, as you are brought back to the conscious world with this magic. Maybe something you felt before from your nieces and nephews in whatever encounters you've had in the past. But yeah, you know that you are conscious. Looking up ahead, like above you, you see this darkened shadow looming over, trying to reach into Mathias' soul now. You feel weakened by its touch as well. However, is there anything else from Bonnie?
What have we told you about wearing your armor?
Onkle, it is your go.
Wish I had my armor. Right, I'm gonna punch you now.
I'm giving you fair warning.
That's a 19, that is.
Oh, it hits.
Unfortunately, I'm only doing 2 damage.
Oh, now you are prone, making a melee attack from the ground. I have a feeling that Dungeons and Dragons 2024 could potentially be that is at disadvantage, Onkle. He goes to the rulebook.
Well, I rolled again anyway. It was a 16.
Oh, okay. Well, both are going to hit, but I would like to verify that rule. So you roll up some damage for me.
Yeah.
And do you crit on a 19?
Yes.
Was it a natural 19 that you rolled, or was that a...
Let me just check.
So, prone condition.
No, it was not. It was not.
Restricted movement. Your movement options are to crawl or to spend an amount of movement equal to half of your speed, rounded down, to right yourself and thereby end the condition. If your speed is 0, you can't right yourself. Attacks. You have disadvantage on attack rolls, and an attack roll against you has advantage if the attacker is within 5 feet, otherwise the attack roll has disadvantage.
And there we go, conditions really coming into play in this one. But still, you managed to hit with a total of 16. They only have an armor class of 12.
I did 2 damage, which I assume is half.
It is half to 1.
1 damage.
Every little help.
And I'll get up as well.
Half movement to get up.
I might as well.
Anything else? Any action surges? Anything there?
No.
It is starting to
that's
look...
it. I'll pinch him for 1, and that's that.
It is starting to look bad, though. Arabella,
Yes.
you're up.
Okay. Again, I'm going to be really, really boring and just use my light again. We're going to wisp. We're whisping.
Yeah.
Wisp.
Whisping.
How loud she whispering.
She's gonna whisper.
So yeah, after this kind of like really precise dart movement, she kind of goes back to the kind of orb of kind of wispy light, and oh my god, rolls an 11, which doesn't hit.
Total of 11, I'm afraid, does
Yeah,
not hit.
No. Again, like just so distracted by early successes that it kind of just flies into the sky. Yeah.
Like a wayward firework.
Yeah. Like. Yeah.
I'm afraid it is now the shadows go. Mathias, once more. Oh, it's coming for you. Somebody please kill my players before it is break time. Roll it. Hit me. 6 on the dice for a total of 8. It's not hitting. It has no need to move away. And unfortunately, you two are the most prime targets in this moment. So it is not going to go anywhere. But Mathias, you are up.
I will probably go for these strikes again.
Yeah, I mean, rinse and repeat if it works, right?
Yeah. That's a 13 to hit.
Oh, it hits just with an AC of 12.
Okay.
Get him.
Not playing Starfinder, Steph.
Damn it.
It's 10 bludgeoning damage.
How'd you kill this thing?
Ooh.
Had 5 hit points left. 10 halved is 5. The maths out there.
He's good.
You can't, can't falter him on that fact.
He's not wrong.
I think maybe he goes for just a sucker punch right in the chest, in the gut, and then maybe he just finds some sort of purchase and grabs it and just tries to rip it out.
Yeah, and I think in this moment, you just we watch this drunken man push his hand through this shadow being and then just pull out, and it's like a core of shadow that then just wisps away as this whole entire being just falls to the ground. And you are out of combat, and we are going to take about a 10-minute break. Go get a drink.
I need a wee.
Go party. Go to the toilet. We'll be back in about 10 minutes, guys.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
A big shout out to Happy Piranha, of course, for allowing us to come in and use their space to both record this podcast and play in front of a live audience. It's something that we've not really had a chance to do before, and it's something that we wouldn't really get to do without a space like this in the local area. So please, everybody in Cornwall who is interested in nerdiness, anybody visiting Cornwall, please go check out Happy Piranha. They are just the best people, and we love them dearly.
If we're ready, let's jump back into another half of this session of Dungeons and Dragons. I just want to say thank you to you guys that are here. It means a lot to us. It's a very small event. It's a very small, closed thing. But like to have people like yourselves all kind of here rolling dice for me and just taking part, it means a lot to us. So thank you so much to you guys that are physically here. I know these guys don't care, but I do.
It's just Ian.
I think for those who are like maybe new to D&D or those who've got some more experience and things like that, obviously like the fight that we've just had, the CR of the creature is only 1/2. There's 4 of them, and these guys are all level 3. And you think that that wouldn't be so much of a problem, but I love the fact that dice rolls really can make all the difference. And that's what we're talking about with Dungeons and Dragons and like TTRPGs, is that like you could be the strongest character. And I think like we see it a lot with like when we're playing Starfinders, you can have like the most badass backstory, but if you keep rolling ones, it's like, and my character's crap. But like I think what I liked here is like I like these creatures because they lower that strength score. And instead of it just being like a hack and slash fight, which it kind of is, there is that added danger of like, actually, if your strength score hits 0, you're dead. So there's another way of either you dying or that other level of danger. And we were talking a minute ago, and I don't know how much of that was picked up, but there are other creatures that you can see within Dungeons & Dragons, like the Brain Collectors, where it's down to the dice rolls rather than the attack, where if you get attacked by that creature and it hits, and then you have to make a save. If you roll a 1, your character's dead. It's absolutely wild. Like, you could go toe-to-toe with another knight at, like, CR8, and you're like, it's just clanging swords. But, yeah, a brain collector that's just this tiny little brain with legs. You just come along and your brain's mine. And I like D&D for that. It's... We've all been there. We've all been there. Dave's a current brain collector in a human body.
Rumbled.
But obviously, how did you guys find obviously, these are like new characters, new system, and although we know 5e, this is still like a new game to us. How was it for, I'm going to start here with Tommy. Like, how was it for you? Like, what did you find about that particular fight or that particular encounter?
Well, so far being at level 3, I've not got all that much available to me as a fighter. So I think I'll see more changes and opportunities as I level up, to be honest with you. But yeah, I mean, it was all right. I don't have my armor yet. So I think I was a bit, I was a bit down from the beginning, really, I think.
Yeah, because I think we've all sat in the GM seat before as well, and we've all played, like, you know, from being both a player and a GM. Siobhan, like, for you, like, is Way of the Star, Circle of Stars, sorry, a new class for you, or is this, are you quite used to fighting as a druid?
I've never played a druid before, so this is shiny and new for me.
Oh.
So yeah, it was kind of, I wasn't expecting to get to 8 hit points on the first go, but here I am. Yeah, because usually I'm like a spellcaster, it's like, don't hurt me. I'm over here.
Yeah, at least druid is somewhat more tankier, but
I was like, no.
Yeah, and Steph, I know that like you and I have both GM'd quite a bit.
Yeah.
How did you find, like, obviously the 2024 rules? I don't know if much changed for you as a ranger, but also against things like shadows.
Yeah, so I mean, like, I've never played a ranger before, so this is new for me. I've always kind of avoided them because I'm like, I love the flavour, but they're a bit...
Favourite class?
They're still a bit in comparison to kind of the boost that other classes have got.
Yeah.
Paladin.
Nerfed in 24, though.
Yeah, I mean, it needed to be, but I'm actually really enjoying that, they've kind of changed favoured enemy a little bit, and I really, really like the weapon mastery that you've got now, which I did forget about on my first turn, because I was like, how do hunters mark? But yeah, the fact that you put your weapons now, it's not just, I hit, I do damage, I leave, that you've actually got conditions. You can make them prone, you can, reduce their speed, you can vex them, bleed them dry.
Bleed them dry.
And I think think I was very resistant to 2024 when it was first like, we're putting this out. And I mean, we know what it's about, Hasbro. But also, I do think the changes they've made do benefit the beginner and give a lot more flavour to things like the combat.
Yeah, I actually agree with you on that. And as somebody who, like, I adore Pathfinder and Starfinder, and having those conditions on those weapons as well, so that, like, when you hit with something, like, you do, like, nick, which is one of them, which is probably what you've got with your arrows, I imagine.
I've actually got slow with my longbow.
Oh, nice.
And I then have Vex with my short sword.
Yeah, and that's something for you guys to remember. If you do have weapon mastery for D&D 24 for that particular weapon, remember that it does have an effect on it. Now, I'm going to tell you that I built that encounter because those things are immune to all of those weapon things, so it wouldn't have mattered anyway.
Yeah, you bastard.
But there was a reason they were there for that, and not just to stop those conditions. Jack, again, somebody else who has GM'd quite a lot. We've done a lot of gaming together. How do you find so far, like only one encounter in, so D&D 24 is working out for you as a monk?
I think I've not had a lot of experience with monks at all. I think maybe I played a monk in a one-shot.
You played a blind monk in a one-shot of Curse of Strahd.
Yeah. But I don't think it's changed all too much so far.
No.
I've noticed that monks don't become magical attacks anymore. They become force damage.
Yes.
But that's only at level 6, I believe.
Yes.
So I'm a little ways off that. But I think monks are still good. I think they're still good.
Do you guys want a level up?
Fuck yeah.
I'm hesitant. What's the catch?
There's no catch. You're not getting one.
I'll take the catch.
Exactly.
You're not getting one just yet. However,
level.
we are going to jump in. I'm just going to find my soundtrack again because it's decided that it's going to stop on me. Give me 2 seconds. We're having technical issues here at Dragonborn Industries.
There we go. That's how easy.
I need the internet.
This is it now.
Here at Dragonborn Industries, your call is important to us. Please remain on the line, and one of our D&D players will be able to roll initiative for you in no time.
You are 4,521th in the queue.
21th. 21th. Hey, I'm reconnected to the internet, so we're all good here. Huzzah and well met, Dungeons and Dragons friends. We're going to jump into the second part of this episode, I guess, because we are recording this for a podcast. So we've put some dice over on people's tables, so people, instead of having to come up here and stand in front of me and watch me go, roll some dice, hopefully you've all got more access to that now. We find ourselves back in Arcus Common. For you guys as the players, maybe you're out of breath, maybe you're not, maybe it's up to you how you are in this moment. But Onkle, you are brought back from the jaws of death. You all stand around. The woman who was devoured by the shadow is gone. There's no hole in the ground. There's no real evidence that she ever existed in that spot. She is just no more. You feel that strength, those of you who were hit by those attacks, drained from you, and are... That could have been so bad. Maybe you guys see Onkle clutching a piece of paper as the town rush around you all, and they're like, thank you, Bonnie. Another one's like, Arabella, thank you very much. Oh, we're just...
my love.
A lot of people say a lot of bad things about Dimwell over there, but you Blackhelms are all right. Some people kind of like scoff at Mathias. He
just grunts.
Yeah, and I think some people want to say something, but because the amount of drunken bar brawls or fights that you get into, people just kind of like, they'll nod. Maybe some of the fishermen who are here maybe help Onkle up off the ground in this moment. But I hand over to you, the players. What do you do in this moment?
Well, that was a turn of events, wasn't it?
It was quite the shadowy business.
I've been looking for you lot.
Well, we are, Uncle. We have told you about wearing your armor before, and you're still not doing it, and we can't keep doing this.
I haven't got a weapon either. I didn't expect to be getting into so much trouble, did I?
No, but you should always be prepared for the unexpected.
I have to agree with Bonnie here.
Well, I have to go and get some armor and a weapon then, won't I?
Yes.
Please.
And he clutches this piece of paper. He's like, we'll definitely need some weapons and armor after this.
After what?
With your parents.
Mummy and Puppy?
That's right. They're up in the mountains, and they need our help.
What are they doing there then?
Yeah, what are they doing there? I mean, are they just on holiday or what?
Well, you know the fireplace, the hearth.
Yeah?
We need to light it, don't we?
Well, yeah, it's been really
Yeah.
cold for a very long time.
Well, they've been looking for an hearthstone,
Yep.
and they might have found one, but they've been captured by a wizard or something. Oh, you know?
Is that who did this?
I don't know.
And I think
Very helpful.
as you guys are having this conversation, and maybe like we would see like little flashbacks of a younger Blackhelm Clan, like a child Arabella and Bonnie playing with like porcelain ponies, and Mathias doing karate outside in a garden next to a shed. We see two. We see a man and a woman, dwarves, who are. It's just the idea of him just like. Did we just become best friends? We see two dwarves who look a lot like these three children, and the male dwarf looks a lot like Onkle, and they're like talking in like hurried tones, and you guys are just happy playing, and we kind of see this cinematically, and there's a moment where the mum, the father, they take a knee with you guys and they play with you for a little bit, and then they come outside and they like hold the practice pad for Mathias, and they shake hands with Onkle, and they have some travel gear on and they leave. We see this homestead that they're at. We see this thatched cottage, this with like beautiful white walls. It's only small. It's a dwarven household, but it's beautiful and it's been well put together. And there is like a shed next to it, which is really, really, again, well crafted, and there's no holes in it. The roof is all together, and everything just seems happy on like a summer's day. And this mum and father, they leave. And time speeds up. And we watch the children grow like a time lapse. We see the house start to yellow. The thatch roof start to leak. We see the shed, the wood starts to curl and peel. Weapons start appearing on the lawn like broken car parts. And yeah, it starts to just become more and more dilapidated as time. We eventually see the family as we see them now. 20 years have passed. And we flick back to this moment in the common where Onkle is saying it's your parents. But at the same time, a gnome lady is like running from the same place that Mathias came from, this other road that led to the tavern, and you would also know leads to the mayor's home. They're in like well-tailored clothes. They're in their like earthy colors. They've got this brown hair that's kept back in a very messy bun, and they wear a small pair of reading spectacles. She's like, what is going on here?
Well, it's Madam Mayor. It's very simple. Essentially,
Bon, 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 bon.
Some shadowy creatures of unknown origin came and enveloped one of the townsfolk, but myself and my siblings, and I guess my uncle a little bit, have seen them off, and we're very so sorry about the loss of life, but also the threat has been contained.
Thank you very much. And you see this like she looks tired. She looks like, she's had a long day of it. And you know this to be Lilibet Quietfern. This is the mayor of Lightwell. And they have probably rushed to the scene. And you see like 2 towns guard as well coming, one very old, one very young, from a distance. And they're coming in to try and secure the area as well. And well, thank God you were here. Once more, I think a lot of people give you guys a bad rep, but I'm glad that you were here to save the day where maybe the town's guard were a little stretched thin. Please, and she claps, and like a human adolescent, maybe about 15, 16, like, oh yeah, Mum, I'm gonna be right there, runs over from about 20 foot away, and she's like, if you could please just draw up a reward for 10 gold each for the Blackhelm Clan, that would be amazing. Oh yeah, sure, right away, Mom. And then runs over, should I get that now? Yes, get that now, please. And he runs off away. You said that this was... do you have any idea where this came from? Was it the well?
I don't think it was the well. Somewhere else, I don't know. From up above, I don't know. He just takes another swig.
Well, I don't know. I wasn't paying attention, to be honest. I was practically asleep most of it.
I saw nothing. I saw nothing. I just saw shadows.
Remember your microphone.
Sorry, my love. I saw nothing. I just saw shadows, and I have no idea. Absolutely no idea.
I'll check with the others around to see who it was that we are missing. But again, thank you. And she begins to talk to the other townsfolk and take accounts and make sure that everything is above and beyond board. The town's guard, you would know them to be Garrett Barnes and Orville Barnes, and Garrett Noble. This always 2 days away from retirement elder town's guard who is trying to pass the buck on to this younger one. They go around, he's showing them the ropes, and they're kind of taking again witness statements, making sure that the area is secure. But in this moment, you are free to do as you wish.
I would like to go and collect my arrows if I can, please, that I loosed.
Sure.
And while I'm doing that, I would like to survey the area where the shadow first appeared to see if I can find any kind of entry points or signs of danger.
That sounds like an investigation check, please.
It does, doesn't it? Oh, it's a 7.
For a total of
7.
Oh. That is some well-trodden cobblestone.
It seems a lot of shadows here are very hard on their heels.
Anything else from the rest of you?
I don't think we have a lot of go on here, do we?
No, nothing.
Tell us more about this letter you got.
Would you read this out here? Would you take them back home?
I think we should go home before we read it out.
Onkle, would you like to ride the Contessa?
I think I would, because
Why do I hate it? Why do I loathe it entirely?
I made it just for you.
I'll be honest, I'm feeling a bit tired.
I'll be honest, Uncle, you look like shit.
Well, I always look like this.
Exactly.
You can't talk, you're always drunk, you are. Getting into fights. And here I am fishing, making a living for all of us. You're getting drunk and you're playing with horses. And God knows what you're doing in the
it's
forest.
not playing with horses. The Contessa is actually an investment.
An investment in what?
In our future.
Well, how much money you made from it so far?
Well, 10 gold today.
Well, that's not too bad.
You know what? Fair enough.
Not too bad, I suppose. Well, we should go home.
You guys begin making your way back over Lightwell Bridge. And Lightwell Bridge is one of the most picturesque images that we have of Lightwell Town. This river, the River Sol, is a good 100 feet wide. It is a fishing river that goes into an estuary, into a large fishing lake. And the bridge itself was built really early on in the days of Lightwell. It is, a good 20, 30 foot wide that allows carts to come and go. There is like a toll house that's no longer in use, but it's still kept in the middle of this bridge, and it connects the North Bank and the South Bank together, and you guys begin making your way across, especially in the Harvest Festival. Now it is like lit up with lanterns, and there's like a beautiful orange and like yellow glow to each one of them, which then reflects in the water of the starry sky above. And there's this really picturesque scene of you all just leaving Lightwell and going back to Dimwell. You end up at the other side of the bridge, and you see the Dimwell, this other, where we see Lightwell, which is this well outside of the abbey with this sanctified, hollowed water, where, Arcus had loosed his arrow and sealed the nexus point between the worlds. Dimwell was the second well built in this settlement, and it's been mocked ever since. Everybody who lives over this side is looked at like a country bumpkin. And since your parents left, so have you. We follow you as you approach this house we've seen sort of cinematically as you guys grew up. But what does it look like now? What do we see on the outside? What do we see as we enter? Where do you guys go when, Onkle, you are going to read out this letter to them?
I suppose we'd go to the hearth, which is like a fireplace in the main sitting room. That's never lit.
Yeah, never lit.
Never lit.
And why is that?
It requires the hearthstone.
Which is almost like this keystone to the fire. Like the last bit in a dwarven household that needed finishing. Like the god of the hearth.
Like the last brick in a house.
And your parents had left to go find a special stone for it within Split Rock Mountains. 20 years ago. And now nothing's been done to the house. Is it damp? Is it cold? Is there still a feeling of home? Or is this now just a holding pen for the Blackhelm Clan? What is this to you?
I think it's certainly home, but I think there are a lot of things about this house that are just not working. Maybe you try and go in the front door and you try to kind of just shoulder barge in, and then it comes off the top hinge and you bang it back into place.
There's like a big gouge mark on the floor where it cuts through the mud.
Maybe a couple of the stairs are missing. You have to sort of jump over them or something like that. There's very little in the way of bedding, I think.
What about for you guys?
I think it probably shows the signs of 3 young people who grew up finding themselves all in the same space. I think it gives the vibe of like the first flat you have when you go off to university, and you're discovering yourself. I think there's like loads of like horse tack and riding boots and training pads from Mathias and crystals, whatever it is you do, dream catchers,
Detritus.
a poster of the Eiffel Tower.
Is there something in this home that each of you would think is special?
I've kind of, Arabella likes, as much as she likes the sky and looking up at the stars, she does kind of have this need to feel enclosed. I guess it's kind of like the lack of that parental guidance. So for her, she's kind of made like a kind of hanging like hammock situation in the corner. So because as we go in now, that's kind of where she's kind of tucked herself. And for her, this is kind of space that she only comes for these like kind of family gatherings, because she has made her own little yurt situation in the woods that kind of feels more like home to her than here at this moment.
I think he would have his own little corner, maybe stacked up with some load of cushions, and maybe just a bit of like really shitty woven cloth over it. It's kind of like where he sleeps, maybe where he drinks. But I think probably what he treasures the most is probably outside is like it's almost like a training dummy. Like how martial arts they have these sort of wooden men.
Yeah. Or women.
Or she.
Wooden people. So I think when he practices his arts with that, it takes his mind off a lot of his worries. And probably the one time where he's not drinking.
What about you, Onkle?
Well, for Onkle, it is the shed. It's essentially sort of attached to left side of the house as we look at it. It's all disheveled, just as much as the house, maybe even a bit more. Just bits of wood holding it up. There's like nails all sticking out and jagged. And there's just like tools and weapons all rusted all over the place, strewn across the garden in front. Right, it's unkempt and, the grass is growing out of control. And they're all rusted. And it's like he's been trying to train over the years just to keep those skills going, but he still has to go to work and go and do the fishing. So he just throws it to the side, and after a while, all these weapons and tools just degrade.
Yeah. And as we move back inside this home, what about you?
I think for Bonnie, I think she's kind of claimed the attic space, particularly just to if they're for a very small window that looks out towards the mountains, where she every night will just light a little candle with a porcelain figure of a horse next to it, casting a horse-like shadow, like the bat signal, in the hopes that her parents will see it and find their way home.
Yeah, and we watch as you all enter back into your home. And Mathias and Onkle, you lead them to where this fireplace is, this unfinished, no ash in it. No, it's perfect, but minus this one hearthstone which is missing. Mm-hmm. I'll hand over to you.
Right, we're all here, are we? One,
Yes.
two. Yeah, we're
that's the one.
right. Okay, well.
Could the Contessa come in?
No.
No.
You know what happened
Sorry,
last
girl.
time, I'm not getting a shovel out again.
Your nose is bad enough, my love.
What? What's that mean?
Can you not hear yourself?
What do you mean?
Oh, it's okay. It's fine.
Fine, she can stay outside.
Right, shall I read the letter then?
Yes,
Please.
Right, it's a bit, Well, here we go then. Help!
Good start.
That's it. Night, guys.
We came here for this.
One shot over.
It says that all in caps, an exclamation mark, so it must be quite serious.
Now, does it say help as in H-E-L-P or elp as in E-L-P?
That's just my accent.
Oh, because it's an incredibly important distinction.
It's got an H,
Okay.
but I say help.
Okay, so danger.
Anyway, we're being held by some mage in Split Rock Mountains. We were captured looking for a hearthstone for our home when we encountered this mage. It has been years, but we only just managed to steal some parchment to get this message out. By parlour, we hope this message gets to you. Tell the children we love and miss them. We're high up somewhere.
Somewhere.
Somewhere
up mountain.
Somewhere up to mountain. I walked 43 miles a day.
Right then, we are high up somewhere in the structure and being put to work daily breaking rocks. We think this mage is building something. Something that could be catastrophic for Lightwell if they complete it. I suppose we have to go up, try and save them, if you're all ready for it.
Absolutely. I have a to-go bag in the attic. I can leave right now.
Well, there is one problem.
That you've not got your armour on
I've
yet?
not got my armour.
I mean, classic
I'm sure
Onkle.
we can go grab you some from the forge.
Well, I haven't got a weapon either. I need a maul and I need some armour.
What about your shed?
I can't use that as a weapon.
I beg
I
to
meant the
differ.
weapons around it.
Now, I'm going to give you inspiration for that. Because I liked how silly it was.
Look, we can get you all the equipment you want from the forge.
Let's do that then. I suppose we have to do that in the morning, though.
Yeah, probably.
We've just been paid, so...
Well, actually, you haven't yet.
God damn
We
it.
haven't just been paid, so...
So we go and we break Garrett's knees, we get paid, and then we go to the forge.
Plan.
Plan.
I like that, yeah. Let's do
That's a
that.
good
Solid.
first step.
But do you guys bed down for the evening then?
I think we're going to have to.
As you... Where would you bed down? Obviously, I think for Arabella, you said you have this hammock in the corner. Would you bed down there, or would you leave and go to the forest?
Yes, I think in this case. I think, she's going to go kind of into her workshop, kind of like a little studio apartment workshop space, and kind of take a moment to reflect on everything, maybe kind of check the stars for a potential future things, and then go to sleep.
Yeah. Where would Bonnie sleep?
I think tonight Bonnie doesn't feel the need. She goes up to light the candle as always, but she doesn't feel the need to watch, knowing now what she knows. So she'll go collect the Contessa and take her to the stable at Dimwell Farms, give her a thorough brushing, clean out her hooves, and I think sleep in the stable.
Mathias.
I think he would try and find maybe a half-full drink bottle. Maybe he's left it around near where he sleeps. And he'll take it outside, and I think he'll probably perch on the ground, just sort of looking at the training dummy. He'll take a swig, and he'll probably say, 20 fucking years. Now you want to come and get us to come get you? And he'll try and put his drink down and try and practice as usual.
What about Onkle?
He'd just be like, right, straight out the door, straight in the shed. You just hear a slam from outside. Bloody doors, come off hinges again. Sonic, do it in the morning. And you just, straight asleep.
You guys can all mark a long rest.
Huzzah!
Arabella, while you're asleep.
Hello.
Thunder and lightning. You have probably, while you're thinking about the stars before you go to bed, while you consider the future, which is an everyday thing for you, but you eventually drift off and you are just hammered by rain. And the lightning and the thunder are so, they're almost migraine-inducing. And it is so loud. Every time there is a boom of thunder, it is like the very ground shakes around you. You get a sense that, like, every time it booms, it is moving away from you.
Okay.
And your entire night is that.
So, is this in my dream or is this happening around me, or do I not
Just
know?
in your dream.
Okay.
And you guys can complete a long rest. And in the morning, there is a knock on the door, where you just hear like, excuse me, the mayor sent me over, I've got some gold for you all. Blackhelm Clan, Mathias, Onkle, Arabella, Bonnie, anybody home right now?
I think I'm going to appear behind, having been up bright and early, hair braided, Contessa at the side. Hello. Garrett. Good girl.
I literally spat everywhere
The
when I did
Contessa
that.
spits all over Garrett. Good morning, Garrett.
Oh, that's all over everything back here.
Oh, lovely.
Oh dear. I've got 10 gold each for you from the...
Fantastic. Hand it over, please.
Okay, are you okay to divide it between all the family?
Absolutely, yes.
Okay.
I speak for this family.
Could it, and he turns like around like it's like a wooden block and it's got a piece of paper on it. Could you just sign here, please, say that you've received your rewards for services due to the town, please?
Let me just peruse this document with my legal counsel, Contessa, if you will.
I mean, she's a horse.
Yeah, but she knows common.
Fuck off.
She does. It says that she does. My beast knows all the languages I speak, which includes common sign language.
Sign language not written.
With
I was like, there is no way this
No.
horse can read.
The horse can't read.
Right.
But I will read it to the horse.
And the horse's understanding of this is that you are talking to them and giving them attention.
Exactly.
And they kind of like nuzzle into you, and the document just says, I hereby proclaim that I have been given 10 gold per members of the Blackhelm Clan for helping save the town common from unknown assailants. And then it says Lilibet Quietburn, and then it has a signature mark with the name Blackhelm written underneath it.
Well, this seems all above board.
I'm trying to get my notary license, if you could please.
That's really actually quite good, Garrett. We could do with a notary in this place. And I will sign.
And he will hand you over a bag of 40 gold.
Oh, thank you very much, Garrett.
I'm going to go now. And he disappears back off to the bridge. Disappears and leaves you guys in your morning times to do whatever it is that you want to do. You tell me what breakfast is. You tell me what it is that starts your day. Are you finding armor for Onkle? Does Onkle already have armor? Do we need to pay a trip to the blacksmiths?
I think so.
There's 10 gold for each of you here.
Thank you.
I think Arabella's kind of really slowly kind of making her way out of the forest after her really disturbed night's sleep and kind of just shuffles over to you. She's like, what was all that knocking then?
It was Garrett.
Oh, right, okay.
He's becoming a notary.
Oh, really? Oh, fantastic. I wish him all the best.
Yeah. There's 10 gold. You look like shit.
Oh, thanks so much, my dear sister.
Can I brush your hair?
I mean, you can try. It's fierce naughty.
I'll get the curry comb.
Epic Dungeons and Dragons.
That's for all you horse
Braid
girls
my
out there.
Oh my god.
Listen, we're sisters. We're gonna braid each other's hair, okay?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, you tell me, guys, what you'd like to do.
I give you some junk to put in. Breed it in.
Chuck it away.
I'm happy to go straight to the forge.
I think we should go to the blacksmith,
So we forged it.
because as you all know, I haven't got my armor.
Well, let's get you some.
I think that's a good idea.
Okay, so you would know that in the town there is a place called Dirge's Forge. This is a blacksmith run by an orc, a half-orc called Dirge. You know that it is up back past the common, past Lightwell Abbey, and it's on the northeastern side of the river. Yeah, I will just then say that you head on over there then. Yes. And you guys move your way over to Lightwell. You know, there's people in the morning. Some people are still like, thank you for last night. Oh, thank you, you saved us. And, you know, go through different, like, morning greetings. But some people, you know, just kind of don't look two ways at you. They're just like, nope, not having anything to do with the Blackhelm Clan. But eventually you make your way to Dirge, and you see this... this elderly half-orc who, I'm going to bring up a description real quick. So, you see, I forgot that we put that. You see Major Dilf energy. Oh my god. This, like... Fuck you. For anybody watching, so Jack, Steph, and I wrote Lightwell as a town together for the sessions here at Happy Piranha, and then are using it as our setting for this podcast. Yet, I've forgotten that literally on appearance for Dirge is DILF. So that was fun to reopen that.
Listen, you give me free rein to write the character descriptions, I'm gonna dilf it up.
Yeah, all right. So... We see this big DILF energy as...
Keep it going. Come on.
I don't know if I can say it. This big, burly half-orc dude, he's got like full grey mutton chops. They wear like this sooty smith's apron and carries a large forge hammer. They have no top on underneath this apron. They are just sweaty muscle, green and grey skin. And the forge they work at, it's very Skyrim. It's like this round forge with a top to it that, is just emitting heat. And there is a half-elf apprentice that Dirge is currently like teaching them how to tung on some metal and showing them how to like forge it when it's hot. And you see like the sparks off it every time. And as you approach, Dirge is like, "Carry on, boy," and turns to you all. "If it isn't the Blackhelm Clan, how can I help you this morn?"
I think my uncle here needs some armor.
And in Orca, she's like, "Morning.
Good morning, Uncle.
I've been needing some armor and a maul."
And he like smiles at you. "I'd have thought this is something that you might have had already, but I am very happy to provide something new for you. Is there anything out of game-wise, equipment-wise, is there anything in particular you were looking for apart from the word armor and more? Otherwise, we can. Is there any type of armor that you're after?
Whatever I can afford.
How much gold do you have?
20.
You have 20 gold.
I need a maul and some armor.
You could grab yourself some padded armor for 5 gold. You could grab some leather armor for 10 gold. Ooh, you could grab, if you're proficient as a fighter, you probably are, some hide armor for 10, or some ring mail for 30.
Right then, kids, I'm gonna need some money.
Fuck off.
Well, here's the thing, right? If I take all the damage, they come at me, I'll get their attention, I'll go, woo! They'll come at me, right? And then you could get with the arrow, can't you?
Well, no, because then you'll be dead and I'll have to come and do CPR on you again.
Not if I got my armour.
Somehow I think even with your armor, Uncle.
I'm not that unlucky. I've got 2 nat ones in a row, but I'm not that unlucky.
Do you reckon he'll take my jewellery as payment?
No.
I mean, I don't mind, it's for me, so you do what you want.
I hand you over this kind of, it's like a gnarled kind of root just attached to some river weed. Here you go, Uncle.
Right,
This is going to pick up a fine penny, I think.
Right. He just sort of like passes it to the orc.
So Dirge kind of like takes it from you and looks at it, and it is just literally a piece of shit.
Yeah, it
right?
is just river weed and...
It's
sort
like
of-
a Mother's
just
Day
bit
present
of,
that
like,
you made as a 5-year-old and gave to your mum, and she's like, "Oh,
Yeah.
cool, thanks. I've got to keep that."
Like a pasta necklace
Yeah.
kind of vibe, yeah. But Arabella kind of is looking at Dirge as it kind of really expectantly and kind of like blushing a little bit. She's like really wants to get the approval.
I will let you give me a. I was going to say diplomacy check then. We're not playing Pathfinder.
It's not
Yeah.
Starfinder.
I'll give you a perception. Oh, fucking hell. Persuasion.
What am I
check.
doing?
Oh, I swear, guys, I know what I'm doing.
I don't. Lies.
Persuasion.
That's a 9. 14.
He smiles. I tell you what, for helping the town last night, I will take 10 gold off whatever cost of multiple purchases you have today. If you need armor and a maul alone is 10 pounds. 10 pounds? 10 gold. 10 pounds, squire. Imagine buying a maul
British
for a
pounds.
tenner. I've been travelling the plains and I find it's 10 British pounds.
Got this sweet maul off Teemu.
10 quid, mate, and you can have them all. 10 gold, and I will... Yeah, take that from the final bill. What kind of armor? I mean, again, have you actually got any gold?
I've got 20 gold, so 10 of that go to the mall. I'll have them all.
Yeah, okay, and then he would throw in either some leather armor with that or some padded armor. But if you need... or hide armor. But if you would like to spend money on any other armor, like ring mail or chain shirt or anything like that, then just lower the cost of it by 10.
I wouldn't mind some chainmail. Come on, kids, I need some
How
money.
much more money do you need?
I don't know. How much money do I need?
If you were going to buy a chain shirt, you'll need 40 gold. If it's chain mail, it would be 75, so it'd be 65.
I've given you all that I can give.
Uncle, I think you might have to lower your standards.
What about that ring mail? That was 30 gold, wasn't it?
Well, I've got 10 left. He's doing 10 off of it.
So how much do you need? I can't do the
Is it
maths.
10 more, I think.
I think it's 10, isn't it?
And Quentin, this half-elf apprentice, like, is smiling from the back, and you just like see Dirge like look over his shoulder, and he goes, "Hook," and goes back to work. 10 more gold, and it's yours.
I'll put in 5.
Yeah, I'll also put in 5, but you owe me.
If you mark off the gold
owe
of
me
your
2.
character sheets, you may
Right.
then add ring mail and a maul to your character sheet.
I'm poor now.
Shopping. That's D&D.
Do you feel like you're set now, Uncle?
I haven't put it on yet.
Maybe do
Well,
that.
come on.
Yeah.
One
We
minute.
don't know where
I
these
can't
shadows
put
are
it
going to come from.
I'm
No.
older than you lot.
How come now, of all times, Uncle, do you think that it is that you need armor? You've been fishing for years. Did last night scare you so?
Well, I did pass out a little bit.
Surely there won't be more attacks on the village, though.
Not with my mole, there won't.
Wield it proudly. And he'll go up into the rafters of this forge and pulls down a beautiful looking black maul with a
It's just an innocent maul.
just an innocent maul. Darth. It has a really ornate hand wrap to the handle and a beautiful brass ring off the bottom of it. Yeah.
Right, well,
Right then.
he puts on his armor and he gets his maul, attaches it to his back. So it's really awkward to get out, but never mind. Right, well, I'm ready. What about the rest of you? Need anything?
I think, given the circumstances and the circumstances being Onkle, that maybe we should find some healing potions before we set off, because I think that might be sensible.
Do you think we can afford that?
Well, I don't have any money.
I think I have a rainy day fund. I've been saving and squirreling stuff away for the last 20 years for exactly this scenario.
So are you wanting to go find some potions?
Yes, please.
Okay, so you would know that there is another place called Blooming Thorns Apothecary, who is an alchemist. She deals with, obviously, potions and healing balms and stuff like that. They're down near the shipyard. You know, it's a good 20-minute walk through the town, but you could quite easily make your way there. We see this really quite simple yet well-decorated round building. There are roses and flowers of various natures that are planted around the building, and a bright array of colours welcoming those who would approach. A small banner on the outside of the building is in constant use, and it's all there always seems to be a burner, sorry. Can't even read my own writing here. It's always in constant use and always seems to exhume some interesting smoke or mist. The only way of knowing this place is a place of business is the intricate carving of a blooming rose atop a thorned stem that appears to have liquid pouring from its petals, like a cup of some kind. Very wine-glass-esque. And this is the sigil of Blooming Thorns Apothecary on the door. You guys can make your way inside, and inside is this circular room that you step into, and it's a beautiful combination of a working space and a shop front. The room itself not overly large, but all the walls are laden with bottles, potions, ingredients, and supplies. Dried leaves and vegetation hang from the ceiling, and over to one side of the apothecary station, where a halfling woman sits. You see so many NPCs that I have to scroll through to find this one. So we would see somewhat of a short blonde pixie haircut due to one too many Bunsen burner accidents. They have like rosy cheeks and somewhat a wiry frame for a halfling. They wear like a leather apron which is embossed with the same sigil from the door. Oh, good morning to you all. How are you today? Can I help at all?
You absolutely can. We require some potions of healing from you as quick as you can possibly muster them, please. And thank you.
Okay. That shouldn't be too much of a problem. I've only got 2 of them at the moment.
That is more than enough for the moment. I appreciate your hard work.
Okay, well, they're going to be 50 gold apiece.
Shit.
Bloody hell.
I told you we didn't have enough money.
That's really expensive.
Bloody hell.
How
We
much
did just
money
save
do
the
you
10.
have?
41.
I almost had enough, but then I gave some to Uncle, and I regret it.
I mean, don't we all? I feel like I could part with maybe 10.
Okay. Just 10?
Yeah.
But then
It's my hard-earned money from my business.
But I've got money from my hard-earned business.
Your business? What's your business?
Farming.
Well,
All right. Matty, what have you got?
Well, I haven't got much. How much do you need to get one?
Well, I got to do the maths, and she counts on her fingers because Bonnie can't do mental maths, and neither can Steph. So we've got 10 from Arabella. Contessa doesn't have pockets, so she's out. And then we've got 20, 30, 40. 30. I could probably stretch to... Well, how much money have you got on you?
I've only got 16.
Shit. Could you give me... Oh, God, you guys are so poor. What have you been doing?
I love to drink.
No,
business
we
just
know.
isn't.
Okay, well, in that case, I could probably... If you could give me 10... Uncle, how much money do you have left, if any?
Oh, you got nothing?
Okay, so if you give me 10, you can...
I'll give you another 10. So
Thank
here, have
you.
20. Have 20.
So if I do 20, you do 20, and Matty does 10, and we can get 1 potion of healing.
One will be fine, I think.
I'll try not to die.
Oh, I think we'll be. We're a grand bunch.
Is there any way that we could get the price down from 50? Do you need any favors or any jewelry?
I think Arabella fishes around in her pockets. She's got kind of like a pouch that's just full of her wares, just in case any potential customers are around. And she kind of pulls out a ring. And this ring, again, she spent a lot of time in the river over the past few weeks. Got inspiration from the ebbing water. So she pulls out a ring that is basically just a pebble from the river. And she's like really tried to like delicately braid some twigs, like kind of obviously bendy twigs, to kind of, but it is like the most awful braid you've ever seen. But it makes this, she thinks, a beautiful ring.
Well, I say let's make a retrospective crafting check on this one. I'd say give me a sleight of hand check to see how well you craft this item in the past.
Sleight of hand was that, sorry.
Yes, please. Let's see how dexterous you are at creating jewelry. Again, epic.
I do
Dungeons
have jeweler's
and Dragons.
tools. What does that do? In a minute.
Oh, do you have jeweler's
I
tools?
do, yeah.
So
yeah,
I believe
yeah.
jeweler's tools allow you to crush things like rocks and stuff like that, but it also might allow you to make fine jewelry.
Mechanically, if
Can
you
I get
if you have
advantage?
proficiency with a tool, you can add your proficiency bonus to any check that you make with said tool.
Are you proficient with the toolkit?
Yes, I am.
Then you may add your proficiency bonus to this sleight of hand check.
Where is my proficiency bonus on here?
Plus
Beautiful,
2 at
thank
level
you.
3.
Okie dokie. So that's added onto my sleight of hand as well.
It is.
Fab, so that's make us at plus 4. That's 21.
Holy shit! This is a beautiful rock. This
Hell yeah.
I
it
mean,
is.
not only is it like sea glass that you found, and then is it like
Yeah. It's kind of like the most kind of that gorgeous, like really faint bluey green sea glass. It's like the most perfect shape for a ring that's kind of encased in this braid that isn't massively well crafted, but the kind of beauty of this bit of sea glass kind of distracts.
Yeah, and I
from
think
that.
with that, what we see is that Rose like, oh, that is a lovely bit of jewelry.
Oh,
that
why,
is.
thank you, my love. Thank you.
Tell you what, I'll take 10 gold off the price for that. That's
Sick.
You are too kind. I love a person who appreciates craft.
yeah, and she will happily, very happily. And I think because she is an alchemist, and because she often goes to the forest and like finds things like ingredients and or items that she can use within her potions and her alchemy, that would easily take off some gold off this.
Beaut.
And she dons it proudly.
Oh my, you're wearing it yourself. Oh my, I'm honoured.
I do love I love some handcrafted stuff. I really do.
Oh,
it's
well-
like everything that I do.
Oh well, I've got plenty. I'll when I got a new stock in, I'll come see you and you can have a little look. First dibs.
Please do.
I will. I will.
Yeah, you can add a healing potion to your character sheet,
Yay.
but mark off that 40 gold, please, between you all. And where would the adventure like to continue?
Is there anything else anybody needs, or are we okay to go?
I think I'll just pass by the tavern and grab
I don't. Yeah, I
No,
don't think we can
Matty,
afford anything.
no.
I need my drink.
No, you don't.
We have no money, and I'm not giving you any for a drink.
I don't need your money. I've got my own.
You just said you didn't have your own.
I do.
What do you have?
6 gold.
Matty,
For drinks, that's enough.
not for drinks.
But I run on it.
How about a Bud Light, and that's it?
I've never heard of such a thing. Oh, you like the hard stuff?
Are we heading to the Thorfrey Ale for you to stock up?
I'll just grab some on the way.
Okay, so we head to this rather large tavern in the center of the northern side of this river. The description itself is somewhere on this page. I never know where you're going. Here it is. So, from the outside, this is the heart and soul of Lightwell when people are at the Abbey or at the Well. It is a large tavern near the Netcasters Guild. It is 3 stories tall with a pointed set of arches, gables and roof. The building is always smoking from one of the many chimneys around it. Smells of fresh cooked food and fresh ale are always in the air around this building. The sound of music and revelry are always just on the wind. And you head on inside.
I think he'll just walk straight up to the bar and whack his almost like ounce jug.
Yep.
Basically, that he keeps with him. Fill this up, please.
So,
The
the
usual.
the open tap room is a large one. There are many tables and chairs situated around the room where at least 3 halves can be found. There's a large bar to one side, which is where you're heading, and the room is lined with taps and mats. You see this, I believe it's a halfling. Yes, a halfling woman with a round face and a very homely looking appearance. She always seems to have like flour on her cheeks, and a very friendly-looking individual who gives you the aura of being very safe. It's like, oh, Mathias. I mean, I can, but surely you're just throwing it away at this point.
Well, I like the taste of it, so I'll keep taking it, please.
Oh, and she takes the jug and how strong are we talking about?
Well, the usual, to be honest. It's ale. It's fine with me.
And she takes it to one of the taps and begins to fill it up. That'll be a silver piece, please.
Absolutely fine. Have it.
And yeah, you can fill up an ounce jug. I mean, it's early morning.
Well, I'm not drinking it now, if that's any constant. Can't even say the word. Don't worry about it.
Are you sure you're not drinking it now?
I might have had a little bit.
It's 9 a.m.
It's 5 p.m. somewhere.
And she kind of has that smile of a bartender who served too many people at the wrong time of day, but takes the silver because it helps the town, and you are free to leave and take your ale and go elsewhere unless there's anything else here you would like to do.
I'm good to go. How about you guys?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm set.
All right.
Well, I'm feeling a little bit less strong than normal,
Okay.
Right.
which is a
Same.
bit weird. When those shadows came, they sucked a part of me.
Yeah, do you feel kind of drained,
What,
just
did
tired all the time?
they sucked you off, did they?
Well, yeah,
How crass.
I will point out that you do feel rejuvenated in the morning. So the ability Shadow Drain from those creatures, you replenish all of that lost strength on a short or a long rest. I forgot to mention that. That's on me.
You know what? I think
Leave me
I'm all right,
with
actually.
-1.
You look so much better all of a sudden.
I thought I was lacking a bit of strength, but I'm all right, actually.
When the hangover just ends. Oh, thank God! But yeah, I hand over to you guys. Is there anything else you would like to do in this moment?
How do we get out of this fucking place?
Out the door.
I've never been out here.
What?
Well, not that way anyway.
Towards the mountains.
So give me a survival check.
Can we all do such
You
a
can
thing?
all give
Oh,
me
lovely.
a survival check.
That's a natty 20.
Natty 20, wasted.
Yep. 22.
Dirty 21.
Nat 20.
Wasted.
No.
10.
The DC is 10. So around Lightwell is some very interesting terrain. Obviously, you have this river, you have this north-south bank, and you have this large fishing lake. To the south, there is a large pine wood forest, which is, if we think very kind of Dark Forest Harry Potter, or very kind of Forest of Dean, this large expanse that comes out from the south. And then towards the northwest, there are rolling plains and crags and stuff. To the northeast, there is the Split Rock Mountains. They're a couple of miles away across some of the plains, but the mountain range itself is a sight. You can see it from the town, looming off in the distance, especially when we get to things like sunset and the sun is setting behind the mountains. They become a very ominous, imposing figure. But you know that adventurers go there on behalf of things like mages from the town and or other people who are looking for either from the haberdashery are looking for pelts and furs. It's a good place for adventurers to go to find things for people to use in their arcane studies or in their businesses. However, you also know that this is now where your parents went. This is where Mama and Papa Blackhelm decided that they were going to search the mountains for a perfect hearthstone. And it's going to take you about a day's travel walking across the plains to get to the foot of the mountains.
Well, one foot in front of the other.
Not in a straight line for you, though, is it?
Hey, it gets me somewhere.
Gets you somewhere, doesn't it?
2 hoofs at a time.
You tell me what you're doing.
So we know we're headed to the mountains and it's quite high up, if the letter is to be believed. So we're just going to try for today to make good pace, get to the mountain, make a base camp, scout around, and then see about climbing.
Exactly what you said.
Sounds like a
That's a
plan.
good plan, yeah.
Yeah,
great.
yeah.
Wicked.
Wish we all had horses. That'd be easy, wouldn't it?
It would, but this is mine. And she's not a horse, she's a Shetland pony.
well,
There's a difference, Uncle. I've said many times.
They've all got hooves, didn't they?
Yeah, so does a cow.
Well,
We'll make our way across the place.
Cool. So you would have to leave via one of the north gates, and Lightwell itself being a fishing village, a lot of people come and go via boats, but you can find one of the small, very much like, what's the town in the first Lord of the Rings when they go to...
Bree.
Bree. I should know that. Shouldn't I?
You should.
Yeah.
You
You'd be
should.
disappointed.
Shame.
I'm a sci-fi guy. Fuck this. See you later. Yeah, see, it's very much like the town gates are very much like that. There's like doors for halflings inside bigger doors, and there's nobody guarding them because you don't have the town's guard. You don't have the numbers to do it. So it's just a case of like an honor system of like lock the door on the way in or out, and. You know, an intelligent creature is always going to get through, but something maybe bestial like a wolf or a wandering griffin or something like that is probably going to have to, you know, think about it. But you guys leave via one of these gates and begin making your way towards the mountains. I would like a group survival check, please. We are being offered a cold beer.
Please.
Yes, that's 2.
I don't drink alcohol, but I'd love a Coke.
I'd also love a Coke, please.
Yeah.
Real-time immersion right there.
We're doing it live.
As
That's not bad. 19.
so, yeah, this is a
Fuck.
group
19.
survival check.
Oh, shit. I was just like,
I'm meant to be good at this. 9.
So that's a 9.
8.
8. Okay, so we've got 2
Yeah.
failures.
8.
Oh, we've got 3 failures.
I did my part.
So, and I think in this moment, like, obviously, like, Onkle, I think, you know, is it the case that you're like, right, we've got a job to do now and you're trying to get to it, and the kids are just fucking about. Like, you know, you guys tell me, like, this is going to delay your journey. You obviously see the mountains in the distance. You can see that, like, there's no way you're going to get lost. You know, they're a pretty big presence, but what should be a day's travel is going to take you into the evening. Why is this? You justify to me why you suck at this.
So Arabella's kind of like, she wears like really long kind of dresses, like lots of skirts and scarves, and she's kind of really preoccupied with kind of hoiking them up so she's more like suited for adventuring. So yeah, she's got trousers underneath. It's not just like hoiking her skirts. So yeah, she's kind of really just preoccupied so she doesn't trip up, like trying to like tuck it all in, like maybe just discard some fabric somewhere. So that's what she's kind of distracted by.
I think for Bonnie, it's, you know, she's enjoying the wind in her braid, cantering around on the Contessa, and every single thing that she can jump, she's gonna jump. And I think that's taking up a lot of the time. It's Gymkhana season, bitch.
I think for Mathias, it's just being a sad little boy.
Jesus, Ian.
Didn't have to do that.
I just didn't want to ruin it by opening up a can of Coke.
I think Mathias is acting like a sulking boy a little bit. He's just kind of like kicking the grass as he's moving along and going, fucking parents, fuck's sake. 20 fucking years.
Okay. During this prolonged period of time, I would like, please, everybody to make me a perception check. Just let me know.
13.
17.
11.
Okay, so Bonnie, it's actually you that is going to find a random item on this encounter. I need somebody, please. Now, I do need a D100 roll, which means I do need somebody to come up and grab the D100 from me. Because I've only put D20s on your table. So somebody can come grab the D100. Oh,
Yay!
Stop, everyone.
You got those 2 at the front there.
The diamond-shaped ones. Those were,
The pointy one.
And the other one that's the same shape.
that's it.
You're going to roll those together and you're going to tell us what you got. There's a dice tray right there.
Okay, yeah, for it. Alrighty, that's a 93.
Oh!
Thank you.
Where we find out we have to get a low number.
Okay.
What do I win?
I'm going to let you choose what this is going to be.
Oh.
But you find, as you're traveling along, there is a... it's really weird, because on the plains there are not many, like, spindles of trees. There are not many groups together. But you find One where there's 3 trees together, but one of them's been cut down and there's just a stump left. And you guys maybe sit down to have like a little bit of lunch, maybe some rations, maybe just take in the day. And you go to sit on this stump and it shits. And you realise that, you're not that heavy as a dwarf.
I'm actually very light.
And the top has been cut. And you can take it and move it away. And inside it is like a concealed chamber.
Ooh.
You are going to find about 15 gold's worth of jewels.
Sick.
And a 2nd level spell scroll.
Ooh.
However, I will allow you to choose the spell that's on it. Because this is a random encounter and it just says 2nd level spell scroll. And I'm like, I can't think of all the spells right now. And the only one I can think of is Fireball. And I'm not giving that to you because that's a 3rd level spell.
I have to look at the spells.
You choose one of those and add it to your character
I
sheet.
shall. And 15 gold's worth of jewels.
And 15 gold's worth of jewels. But then you carry on this journey at some point in the day. Is there anything that you guys will be chatting about as you move around, as you travel, or is it just like this, sullen, kind of like sultry walk?
I think I would just be moaning about why we have to do this.
You didn't have to come if you didn't want to come.
No, but I feel like I have to,
But you don't have to if you don't want to.
Well, it's family and you got to do what you got to do.
Well, yeah, that's why I'm coming. I'm coming just because I thought Arabella wanted to come.
But it's been 20 fucking years for this Hearthstone.
Don't bring me into this.
Well, I thought you wanted to go.
I do want to go.
Well, there you go then. See? Am I wrong? No.
No.
I mean, it is your flesh and blood, isn't it?
Yeah.
What's got to be done's got to be done.
It's an obligation.
I think you're all being very negative about this situation.
None of you would be here if it wasn't for them.
Exactly.
Seems we owe it to them.
From you guys out there, could I have 2 d20s rolled, please? So somebody shout. So we've got one over here, so roll up a d20 for me, please. It's a 1.
Oh.
Thank you so much. I need one more d20, please. Yeah.
Go for it. Tell me it's a 1.
Beautiful.
16. Carry on, guys.
I'm just saying they've been gone for a fucking long time.
Well, yeah, but like, if they've been captured, it's not exactly their fault, is
Clearly, it's a good reason.
it? I don't know it's a good reason. It's a reason.
I'm just trying to be positive.
I mean, like, they're probably not even going to recognise this anymore.
That's true.
They will.
I don't
Probably.
know.
She's got an Horus with her or something, hasn't she?
Oh,
They'll know it's her, won't they?
I can't wait for them to meet the Contessa.
So, you guys are having this moment. Maybe like you're sitting around, you're eating, you find this little treasure chest. Maybe it's like some bandits. Maybe it was somebody who's hiding something, but you find it and it's yours. But in this moment, can I get perception checks from everybody, please?
12.
9.
11.
Okay, the 3 children of the Blackhelm Clan are maybe squabbling over jewels or talking about like family obligations, and it's Onkle, it's you that hears it. This from the sky above as wings beating the head of an eagle and the tail and body of a lion, a griffin swoops in on the party, and that is where we will pick up next time. Thank you ever so much to Happy Piranha for letting us do this random ass encounter and just recording a show here. Thank you to everybody who's shown up and has rolled some dice for us. You guys have been completely awesome. Give it up for these guys. We'll be back at the first Friday of December to carry on this story. We will put this up as a podcast format as well on all the shows, on all the channels. All I can say is thank you, and may those dice gods be ever in your favor. Yep. Cheers, guys.
Thank you very much, guys.
Cheers.
Oh, now I feel awkward.
Yeah. Nobody look.
Stop the recording. Stop the recording at once.